and he has a diary of all. He has a diary. It's like I believe it was 3,500 or 3,000 rapes that he did. You know, just going, you know, raping all these slave women and men. You know, that's where the whole buck breaking comes in. And this man had this thing that he used to do called the Derby Dose, Derby, the Derby Dose. You know, this man would take his slaves. You know, if they did so much as eat around him, he would whip them unmercifully. And then after he's beating them and their backs are all bloody, he take like lime juice and he pour like the lime juice and like the open wounds and stuff. So, and that ain't even the worst part. So after he's, you know, put lime juice inside the open wounds of his slaves, and then he would force the slaves to lay down and he would shit in their mouth and sew their mouth shut. I wish I was making that up.
Yeah, I probably could have done without hearing that one, but yikes,
but we really need to know about that because you know we just think, oh, it was just some cotton picking. No, these people were really evil. That's some evil shit.
Yeah, we know that.
Like we need to know the atrocities that were done to our people. Like I'm like you. Like I wish I wouldn't have known that, but I can't. I gotta share information with that like that to the family so we know. It helps our reparations case. Like look at how evil these people are. Look at this. Yeah, I land on that, bro. I just had to share that with the family, man, because everyone needs to research that shit. How you got a whole journal that you made where you documented raping over 3,000 people, and the thing is, his wife was black. You know, he has a slave wife. She was black, and he was doing all this, doing all this horrible stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty jacked up. I'm going to go ahead, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody coming in the room. I see y'all coming in the room. So tweet out the space. Please go ahead and tweet out the space. And we're going to go ahead and touch on this topic real quick. I just had a quick article that was just talking about this from the Defender Network. That's a black-owned newspaper out of Houston. So in case you guys ever get a chance, make sure you check out the Defender Network. And it's called The Little Mermaid Backlash is Whiteness at its Peak. The Little Mermaid backlash is whiteness at its peak. Let me go ahead and make DJ a co-host real quick, and then go ahead and I'll start it up. Let me check your DJ. I'm gonna check your connection before I start real quick. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, all good.
You good?
Tell everybody reparations are, man.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and dive into this nonsense that's been going on. Let me go ahead and just read this, touch it up real quick. It says, like I said, this is from the Defender Network, curator of Newstoter.com website. The Little Mermaid backlash is whiteness at its peak. Who knew that only white folks lived in Fantasyland? At least that's the way it appears with all the unbelievable backlash from the new movie, The Little Mermaid. The live-action movie of the popular Disney princess film starring grownish actress Halle Bailey, 22, as the iconic Ariel has garnered over 1.5 million dislikes on YouTube. It's so bad that the video sharing platform disabled the dislike counter so people can't see how many dislikes the trailer has garnered. The highly anticipated trailer captured the hearts of many devoted Disney fans when it premiered, but almost immediately the hype surrounding the trailer was overshadowed by trolls who took to social media for online racial attacks. Comments flooded social media like, "The Little Mermaid is white, period. And why would they mess up a classic in the name of diversity? Go get your own mermaid." Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put a dose of reality in this. The Little Mermaid isn't real, but white folks are losing their minds like she is. There are calls for boycott. Anti-Little Mermaid Facebook groups are popping up. One is even called Christians Against the Little Mermaid. The hate inside the group is unreal. It has a hashtag that was trending saying, "What would Jesus do?" I remember when Disney unveiled The Princess and the Frog. Once I got over the fact that our first black princess spent the majority of the movie as a frog, I was elated to have a Disney character that my little girls could relate to. The joy in their eyes as they watched Princess Tiana was priceless. So I was happy to see our next generation was getting a Disney character that looked like them. Black girl joy over the movie is being seen all over social media with little girls exclaiming, "Skin is like mine and she has hair like mine." Let's focus on that joy and not the hate. Fans of the original 1989 classic argue that Ariel should remain white. They complained that Bailey's hair in the trailer wasn't red enough, her vocals was too soulful, It's bad enough when white folks try to dominate Earth, but now they want to regulate imaginary worlds too. From decrying black royalty to threatening actors for starring in movies like Star Wars, white people seem to believe in superheroes, fire-breathing dragons, and witchcraft, but not diversity. White folks have Snow White, Rapunzel, Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, and Marrying the Little Lambs. I could go on and on, but I don't want to get mad because they don't want to get yet another fairy tale character. Newsflash: this character can be any color the writer wants it to be, just like Santa Claus, meaning she's not real and she's not white. At first, I was trying to find a young girl I could take to the movies, but now I don't need a kid to cover me. I'll be front and center supporting the film. I hope you'll join me and send a message to the haters that we can be just as loud in our support. And oh yeah, the Little Mermaid isn't real. Yeah, it's been like that ignorant. I had an actual, and I'm gonna put that up in the jumbotron. I had an actual this actual article I read. They had a Little Mermaid, like actually instead of having her little fin for her little outfit that she's supposed to have, because she's supposed to be half fish, half woman. Well, they replaced like the little fins that she had, and they put it in a Newport cigarette box. I kid you not. Like, I mean, you should see like some of the memes and stuff they had online about the actual fictional character. And when they came out with the Disney character, because I think the Black Star, the guy John Boyega or whatever, he was supposed to actually have a romantic lead with the with the white actress who was the star of the actual Star Wars movie. But white folks complained about that. The producers, they made sure they cut that out and this and that. So it seems like a lot of people having a lot of issues anytime Disney casts an actual like I guess diversify the character or whatever. But we also have in the works. I heard that you have the one of the writers or directors in Hollywood, and I'm gonna tweet that out either tonight or tomorrow. They're talking about making a Wizard of Oz cast and diversifying that. So if you think the backlash behind the Little Mermaid is bad, go ahead and make a Black Dorothy. I know for those of us old enough to remember, I remember seeing the actual Wiz as a kid. Like it came out in the '70s. I wasn't born at the time it came out, but I caught it in the '80s or whatever, and they had Diana Ross actually playing the character of Dorothy. But if you talk about but the Wiz, we still knew was a knockoff Wizard of Oz. But if you come out with an actual Wizard of Oz and you mess around and you put a damn black woman up there as Dorothy, oh man, it's gonna be some serious stuff right here. This girl, she's been getting all kind of nasty emails and messages and this and that. I mean, people have just been going off, treating her like she shot the president of the United States. Just grown ass men sitting up here, and you see like they creating Facebook groups around this. The Little Mermaid came out when I was in damn 6th grade. That's how old Mermaid is.
My daughter is 33 years old, and she was born in 1989. That movie, I bought them at VHS tapes way back then, and they crying about that. That's stupid.
And I was like in 5th grade when that shit came out. When you said I was in 5th grade, so that's how old it is. And they sitting up here and they up here crying. But not only that, the nastiness. This is a 22-year-old young, and I don't want to call her a girl, 22-year-old young lady, and all she's doing is acting. She's playing a part. And the amount of hate and vitriol that she received from grown men is so bad. Like they say, YouTube had to actually disable the comments. That's how bad and that's how heated it's getting. That's how racist it's getting. I mean, I never thought I'd see the part. And we know Disney already is racist as hell anyways. Disney was founded on racism. Walt Disney was basically a damn Nazi supporter, sympathizer. For years, when you was black, you couldn't even go in damn Disneyland because it was Disneyland before Disney World, let alone even get a damn job. I forgot when the first black people actually started coming in Disney World and whatnot. So, and not only that, let's not forget that Disney World is the mega corporation. Disney World owns ABC. Disney World owns ESPN. So Disney World is probably the biggest, maybe the biggest media conglomerate in the entire world. Just to put things in perspective. Miss Engaging, I see you up here. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I did want to add some things to it. Like I was kind of nervous about the movie personally because I didn't see a black young boy representation in it, and that kind of disturbed me a little bit. But yeah, it's good. But I look at the whole movie being divisive to our community. If you get what I mean?
You said you felt that the movie was being divisive to the black community itself?
Yes.
And also, Mr. Gage, let me give you a shout out. Thank you for your contribution on Cash App. But go back to what you were saying, brother. You said you felt that the movie was being divisive to the community?
Yeah, divisive. Like we want to see strong black families. We want to see black men interacting and black women interacting with each other. We don't want to see any other cultural groups interacting with our people. Like we talk about delineation. So I really feel like this kind of undermines our relationships within our community, saying that the white guy is the prince, like he's picking my women from our community. Like I wasn't really feeling that shit. I'm just gonna keep it so real. I wouldn't take my daughter to see it. I'll let her see the white version because that's the original version. Until they cast it and have black couples and like black like stuff of that nature, then or black family dynamics being promoted, then stuff like that, then I'll embrace it. But I didn't see that or I didn't get that type of thing. I think it's something that was just slammed together, thrown together, and just tossed into our community. So yeah, I look at it as very divisive, just like the Woman King.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, brother, and I feel what you're saying. That basically you're saying that even though now let me ask you a question: would you have felt better if the prince or whatever? And like I say, man, I ain't seen the damn thing in 30 some years, man. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Like that's the last time I seen it. And like most things, they probably should just kept the damn cartoon. But since they did decide to put the sister in it, I don't have an issue with the sister being in it. But would you have felt better if her prince was actually a black dude?
Yeah, I would strongly prefer that. I really think that it steps on black men and young black men and just black men in general. And it's like the erasure of black men, saying that black men are not worthy to be princes. Black men are not worthy to have their princes on their arm, man. Like, where's our fairy tales at? With us having a strong black family unit, we always see the white family structure getting promoted. Like, where's our being promoted? And this is where it comes down to supporting black media and all that good stuff. And make sure you support content that's in our best interest, because I feel like that Mermaid situation is not in our best interest.
You went kind of deep there. I'm gonna pass it the quad and unlock, but you went kind of deep there. And I'm gonna tell you where you went deep at, because you made a valuable point. Okay, this is the second black Disney princess that we had. They said Princess Tiana. I don't even know who that is, but okay, fine. I ain't watched Disney movies. My kids, they really didn't like Disney movies. I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, all dogs go to heaven and stuff like that. I watch it. The Lion King, I ain't gonna lie. Even though I was in high school, in The Lion King, my little niece and nephew used to watch it. I watched Simba and them with them. But you went kind of deep there. Where's the black prince at? Has there been a black prince? Has there been a black king? I know, like Simba, like I said, they were lions and stuff. And I guess you could say they was in Africa, so they was black. But technically, they still were damn lions. They was animals. So where is the black king or the black prince at? So you went. I feel you on that. Like it should have been like a joint. Since if you're gonna really diversify it, but then you think they was catching hell already. If they had put a damn black prince up in there with her, it really would have been a real fall out here. What grown person?
About the Lion King when Beyonce was speaking in the Lion King.
Okay, she did have a version too, didn't she?
Yeah.
Did she have a version? Okay. I'm telling you, man. So my kids they didn't really get into Disney, so I kind of. But how God is now you got kids. To your knowledge, have they ever had a black king or black prince in any of this Disney stuff?
No.
Oh, okay, see, that's what I'm talking about.
And I got a compilation video that I'm going to put up there that I made of these young girls. And me being a woman, I cried. I'm sorry, because to watch those young girls' eyes and to see, I'm going to let you just see. If you don't see her, I'm sorry.
Put it up there, sister. But you're right, like, but damn, the young brothers can't see that they can be kings or princes or nothing like that. I mean, I feel you, like, and this is how dirty these people are. Like, you got to go ahead and just totally soil the thing and this and that. Now, they're going to just mess up everything. Like I said, I saw memes of fried chicken, like I said, the article I put up that they had the girl in the damn Newport box. You know you being stereotypical right there when you start talking about Newports and black people. This girl, I'm sure, don't even smoke. You got her in a Newport box for her little outfit, man. So let me go ahead because we got some hands up, and I definitely want to hear everybody. We got. Let me get it on the Quadil. We got Aunt La. We're gonna go to Secret. I'm sorry, y'all, because I was running my mouth. If I missed the order, we're gonna go with Ebony. I'm so glad that we got the sisters speaking on this too. Thank you. It's one thing for a man to talk about this, but we need to hear some black women, hear y'all opinion, hear what y'all think about this too. So definitely, Quadri, go ahead and unmute your mic, bro.
Hey, what's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Yeah, Toter, you mentioned earlier. Wait, before I get to what I want to say, one, I don't care about the inclusions that you're trying to make now. It's a little too late. Everybody knows what time we're on. We're trying to make our own cartoons, get our own stations and everything. So they can have that. People want their own plate, their own exclusion. They can have it as long as they ain't practicing anti-black racism on top of it. I mean, like with the belittling and black faces and all that other goofy stuff. I don't give a dang. You also mentioned that Disney is a big corporation. We all know this. I want everybody to know that during my travels working, I found out when I was in Florida and Orlando, I found out that Disney even has the power to redirect air traffic to a certain degree. That's how big they are. Just want you guys to know that.
Oh, can I say this with you? I'm a co-sign on that because me and my husband, we was going for it, and we need to make it to Miami on time. Do you know they called and stopped everything so that people can get off and get to that Disney World in Florida? A whole plane.
Look, Disney, people don't realize this. I'm in Florida, in Tallahassee. Disney is its own damn city, basically, okay? Disney is like its own city within Kissimmee. Everybody says Orlando, but it's really Kissimmee. But Disney is basically its own damn city. And I forgot exactly, I got to find out, but Ron DeSantis was doing some law that he's doing some law to kind of take a little bit of power from Disney. I'm sorry, I can't exactly remember what it is, but people don't really understand that Disney, Disney runs the show here. Like Disney brings in billions of dollars. You're talking like 50 million people a year go to that area, go to that park. 50 million people a year. I mean, Disney's no joke here in Florida. We're going to go ahead and kick it to you, Unla. I know you got something to say about this, so go ahead and unmute your mic.
How y'all doing?
What's up?
I'm not feeling good, but I'm going to agree everything that the first speaker said. Mr. Engaging, I'm not fighting for a black woman to have a white man. I'm not doing that. And I think the whole thing is BS. There's never been a black prince. He built Tiana in 2009. He was Arab. He wasn't black. Like he's saying, fighting for more black families. That was important. But this whole, I think what they're doing to her is wrong. But they're trying to get people to solicit like some sympathy because they don't even think enough for black people to have a black family. Since it's made up, make it all the way up. If you want to have just because she's black, but she's gonna be with a white man, so that's interracial dating. And even if you look at the Annie, Little Orphan Annie, we got a black Annie. It was only one more black person added to the Annie movie from the first one. And the first Annie was one black person, it was the guy Punjab. The second one, it was Jamie Foxx and then a little black girl. Everybody else was white. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a ripoff. So don't think I'm in so much pain right now. But I'm not fighting for a black girl to run to a white man with no legs because she's a fish. I feel like it's a waste of time. They want us to get all riled up and to fight and defend. No, the way she's treated is wrong. But No, it's like what am I? I wouldn't fight for that in real life. I'm not gonna fight imaginary. Disney just want that sympathy. Even with Brandy, it was a white guy. Like, I'm not fighting for this. You don't even think enough of a black woman to give her a black mate, but you'll give her a white man with the heart. I ain't with it. I made my plan.
Oh damn, Mr. Engaging started something right there when he pointed out that little spot right there. Because like
no,
I said,
I was saying that before. I was like, I'm not even gonna say nothing tonight because I don't feel good. But when he said that, I'm like, he took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh damn, there we go, Mr. Engaging, you popped it off right there. I'm glad you did too, because I didn't even know that about that. And then you said that one Tiana, she wasn't black, she was a Arab.
No, the prince that they had for her.
Oh, okay. The prince was an Arab.
So he was like, cause he was from like an African country, but he was like French Montana. Like, just cause he in Africa, but he don't look like he African. Even if you hear his voice, like he was like Egyptian, but he wasn't a black man that she was with the whole time.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. It was French Montana.
Okay, so that even in Africa, even in Africa, they still find a way not to include a black man in it. So okay,
basically.
Okay.
So you telling me in the history of Disney, all those you know what came out in the 30s, and you never had not one black prince. So you're telling these boys, because I have a son that's 13, that he see a black prince as a black prince, but he don't see his damn self nowhere. But the Lion King, nope.
I'm glad you pointed that out, sister. I'm glad you pointed that out. Let's go ahead and get to let's go out and get the secret sister. Secret sister, how you doing, sister? Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, I just wanted to chime in. I wanted to say, hey, thank everybody for coming to my space. Thank you. But there was a movie. It was called Soul. No, he wasn't a prince, but it depicted a jazz actor. It was something that went around a jazz, centered around a jazz performer called Joe Gardner, I do believe. And he was a pianist. Okay, and he had a day job and stuff like that, and he was a music teacher, and that's what it's centered around. But that is probably the first one that I can. Has anybody ever seen that? It's called Soul.
Was that a Disney movie though? Was that a Disney movie?
Yeah, what it was is it was Pixar, but Disney owns Pixar, so I'm putting one in the same. You getting what I'm saying?
Okay, I get what you're saying, but where's the king of the prince at, though? I get what you're saying, so where the king of the prince at?
Well, there isn't a king. There isn't a king. There isn't a prince, but it's focused solely on the jazz.
Okay, because they know brothers play jazz, so they just felt like that was okay.
Now
so yeah, Disney being Disney. Okay.
At the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
The whole movie, he's dead. He's like chasing a ghost.
You ain't have to say. Look, I hope you feel better, sis.
He is a ghost in the whole movie.
And that's probably the only one that I can say. My kids actually wasn't Disney. They wasn't into Disney and all that stuff. They wanted some reality stuff, and that's that. But my kids learned at a young age. Mommy, where's the mat? That's what they used to say. Where's the mat? And I used to say, you ain't in there. And they'd be like, I don't want to watch it. So I kind of made my kids kind of conscious at an early age. So I just wanted to say that Soul one. That's the only one that I can remember.
No problem. Thank you, sister. I'm going to go get to Ebony, and I'm going to get the Black Native, and I'm going to come back to you, Goddess. Because I do want to ask y'all, once I get to these questions, I want to ask y'all a question, too, about just this right here. So, Ebony, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it because I really wasn't that interested. It's always kind of... But anyway, I couldn't see him on Twitter all the time. But, yeah, the little Mermaid, I didn't see it. Like I said, I didn't see it at all. But Mr. Engaging, of course, he brought up a good point. I hadn't really thought about it, but I kind of, but I didn't. But anyway, he said it was a good point. And you know what I thought about? Bring up another agenda: the biracial, or the how would you put it? Them trying to integrate our families, just showing that if they should. Yeah, let me tell you about a commercial I saw on Roku on when I watched television. They had this commercial on where they're saying, "My people, my tribe." I don't know. It's a song. They going, "My people, my tribe." They got an Asian family, right? They got a Latino family and a white family and so on like that. But when it comes to the blacks they showed they was all mixed in with everybody else. And I was so pissed. I said, "See, they're trying to subtly put that in our minds that we should be. We didn't have a tribe before our tribe." So that's, to me, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to show us as biracial, which everybody in this space probably got biracial, but still, because of what they've done to us. So yeah, I noticed that too. That they are trying to. It's a conspiracy. They're trying to mix us in with everybody else. It couldn't be just a black family. No, I didn't see that. But you saw the Asian family. All they sitting around eating. You saw the Latino family. They sitting around, kind of European family, but no black family. Nobody with all black at the table. They were all mixed up. So.
Okay, so the black people couldn't have just one whole family.
Right,
we had to be all mixed up.
One whole black family. And they say, "I for my tribe and all this," and I said, "Yeah, I see that." I was pissed. So that's partly what it is, and the fact that these, and it's a shame that. Well, I guess she's not going to turn down any money, but it's a shame that these actors and actresses, they start young like her. She's only 22. They're so willing to take that shit. Stop taking those parts. But I guess they don't care as long as their pocketbooks are lined up.
Yeah, she actually is a singer, Ebony. She's actually a singer. She sings.
I know she is. I think she's a beautiful girl, but I hadn't even thought about all of that until he said, "Yeah, I thought about that too," like a little bit in the back of my hand. But when he brought up that point, and I started thinking on all these, see, you just opened up a whole can of worms, brother. So yeah, that's all I say. Thank you.
I appreciate that, and like I say, the sisters are coming with some fire arguments tonight. So I'm definitely liking this. I'm liking the way it's flowing. Let me go ahead and get the Black Native because I know you guys. I'm gonna go Black Native, and I'm gonna go. I see we got new speakers. So Tata, I'm gonna go to Tata. I'm gonna get to you next. After that, Goddess.
Thank you, Newstoter. Thank you for holding this space. Yeah, the Little Mermaid. Yeah, these white people have really, shown over a fictional character. And I just wanted to say the princess, what was it? Tatiana, I think that was her name. The frog princess. She was a frog throughout the whole damn cartoon. You saw her in the beginning. She was a frog the whole cartoon, and then she was going out with I think some Indian or Arab guy, and then basically almost at the end she turns back into a human. So this how Disney has pretty much always represented black people. They have a history of showing us in a negative light. This is Disney's legacy. And the movie Soul, yeah, he was a ghost the whole time. He was a jazz singer. He fell into I think a sewer and died, and then he was dead throughout the whole movie. So sister, Secret Sister was right on point with that. Now I don't know. She has a love interest because I don't remember. Yeah, she did in the cartoon. Yeah, she did wind up marrying a prince. So you saying the prince that they got in the new one is a European man and he don't have legs? Is this what you're saying? Because I haven't seen him.
Mr. Engaging is saying that no, because remember in the one, it's been like I say 30 some damn years, but she was the one that was in the ocean or whatever, and
right.
I guess so he's got legs. I guess he lives on the sea. But what Miss Engaging was saying, and what I'm live was saying that it's just it's another white boy. So
okay, yeah, well that's typical. Yeah, they're not gonna. Can you imagine? They actually have a black man and a black woman in love. I mean, the last time we saw that Cosby. The Cosby Show was basically one of the main shows that actually put that in the forefront. And you saw what they did to Bill in his old age. We don't even literally, we have no, I don't believe any, because I don't watch regular TV, any sitcoms anymore with a black family. You had My Wife and Kids, you had the D.L. Hewley, you had the Cosby Show, and this is what I grew up watching. But now, all you see is interracial relationships. All you see is either the black woman, she's single, or she has an Asian man or a white man. Then you have the black man, he's gay, or biracial, or in a relationship, vice versa with the black woman. Netflix is infamous. If you ever have Netflix and you ever watch any Netflix, I guarantee you they're going to have a biracial black man or a black man, and he's going to be in a homosexual relationship. That's their whole lineup. This is what they're doing. Or you're going to have a biracial black woman. She's going to be with a white person, or not. She ain't going to be with a black man, or she's going to be in a homosexual relationship. This is their whole lineup. And I've been wanting to sue Netflix. Like, I want a class action lawsuit against all these different media companies who portray us in this manner. And we're getting tired of it. And I'm glad a lot of us are realizing it. But with the Little Mermaid, I feel bad for her because I think she had, she thought she was doing probably a good thing. Because I saw what Sister Goddess was saying, how, they were showing how all the little black girls, when they were showing the previews, they were all saying she's black. And when they were crying, I even cried because I know that we don't have images like that. But, they should have had a black man as her prince. Like, I don't understand. Well, I do understand, but they should have had a black man as her prince, and we could have probably rocked with it. But yeah, I'm not condoning interracial relationships. I'm just not doing that, and I land my plane on that. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely enjoying hearing from the women, and that was, you actually took one of my talking points away there, sister, when I said I was going to talk about, like, in terms of what does it do for black girls to see an actual princess up here in a major character. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing it around the room, and y'all can get back to that in a second. But Tata must have. Tata was okay. Tata, okay, I see you now. I'm sorry. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I'm so tuned out with Disney, and and I haven't watched it, but what brought my attention, because I have so many nieces, and my youngest niece, she's like 3 years old, and that's what brought my attention about. She was like, "Titi, you saw the Mermaid or whatever," and it's so funny because I'm from Florida, born and raised. All of my family on both sides are here in Central Florida, Davenport area. So I live like an exit away from Disney, and I'm just so tuned out, with them and over it, because working for the Central Florida workforce, I've learned, Disney control a lot of the pay wages and how a lot of these employers, set up the pay wages around here. And, 2 years ago, I noticed, we were setting, placing a lot of people on jobs, and the pay wages were going up. Disney and Universal was taking their pay wages up to like $15, $16 an hour. And then as we gotten the influx of these immigrants, the pay wages have, they just went down drastically. And, a lot of, we've been interacting with Disney a lot, because you got a lot of these people here. And also when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, we had an influx of those people coming in here, and especially being hired at Disney. And I'm just so over it, with them. And I have 3 grandchildren, and I feel bad because they haven't even been to Disney yet. And I worked at Disney all through high school. My mom worked there for 15 years, but just seeing some of the things that go on now that I've been in the workforce, working, around that industry, it's crazy. So
That's my point. That's all I have to say.
Now I'm gonna say, Tata, I'm shocked that you right down there because I'm up in Tallahassee. I am shocked that the grandkids they haven't been to Disney World too, now. So I'm kind of shocked on that one.
Yeah, we were right. I mean, I exit away Davenport Champion Gate, and I work in Kissimmee. When I go in to the office, right at Valencia College, yeah. But a lot of the pay wages are controlled. With Disney set a lot of things up, and and they keep these pay wages, so minimum. A lot of people, it's just bad right now. I don't see how people are living here, and they're giving these people money. They built up homes like crazy. All of the high schools that we went to, my high school, it's just gentrified. It's just Mexico right now, and we're not used to that in this area right here. Like Florida's Natural is like right down the road, from here. All the orange groves, with my grandfather, that a lot of the families here, black families, raise their children, planting and harvesting the orange groves right in this area, right around Disney, and it just houses everywhere. And I'm like, how are these people affording these homes coming here? Because the rent right in this where these rural areas was. I don't know if you're familiar with Winter Haven,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All of Polk County. You can't afford to live here, or it's ridiculous.
I rented, not rented, but an Airbnb and Champions Gate last year.
Right there, that's where I am. Yeah, and it's
beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's very expensive. From the people that lived here in Davenport, Haines City, in these areas, everything was cheap, and they're being pushed out of their own area. Like I said, the high schools have turned into Mexico. It's crazy, and houses are in every spot. You see no oranges, no orange groves anymore in this area. Houses everywhere and going up every day. It's crazy. And when you go onto Zillow, Trulia, you see the price of rent $2,000. It's crazy. But the Little Mermaid, I wouldn't watch it. I now that I know, she's with a white man at the end, I didn't know that. I won't be watching that.
Definitely, I appreciate you, Tata, and you're right. Like those orange groves, they have disappeared. Fellas, y'all keep y'all hands up. I promise I'm gonna get to y'all. I'm just trying to get to the ladies. I'm gonna get the goddess, and we're gonna go to Queen Bee, and then we're gonna swing back because I know Ray and I know DJ. Y'all haven't had a chance to engage in party. We're gonna get to y'all. We're just trying to let the ladies, since this is something I know really, you really want to hear their opinion on it. So we're gonna definitely get to you. We're gonna go goddess, and we're gonna go Queen Bee, and then we're gonna swing it back around. I'll get back to you too, Aunt Lot. So goddess, go ahead and unmute your mic.
It's me again. I was just trying to figure out which one it will want to be. It's like the fifth slide I put up there, a compilation of, our black girls watching, the Little Mermaid, but they also had a little boy watching it too. Same thing. So it is no difference between whether it's a Little Mermaid or whatever the case may be. That little boy's eyes, he looked like he was all about 2 years old. And she was just staring at him. She didn't even show the TV. She was just focused on him. And that little boy watched the TV, and as soon as that, you could tell when she came on, because I didn't watch it so many times, he turned his head and just looked at his mother. You can't tell me our kids don't understand what's going on. And at that young age, he knew something was different. And as being a mother, like I was saying, The Little Mermaid, that came out in 1989. My daughter was born in 1989. I did buy that. It was VHS tape of whatever. But growing up, I never took my kids to Disney. I just started taking them when my son was born, my youngest. But as far as seeing the representation, watching those little girls, myself growing up, I didn't see anybody black, except like they said the Cosby Show. But for a female growing up and having a model, I can't think of any. If anybody else, I'm 51. I don't know of any other females women in here that could, attest to that. But with me thinking back, I don't know of any, and I didn't even look at Disney and stuff like that anyway. But because I guess it didn't include us. But as far as the video, it's up there on the 5th slide. So for me, it's very powerful to watch our young girls look at themselves and scream, "Mommy, she's black." That right there melts my heart.
What you said that was powerful. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kick it to you, Queen B. What you just said that was powerful. So think about it. This movie came back in 1989. Came out in 1989. It was a cartoon. We're in 2022. And the fact that in 2022 we still have a problem with representation on the big screen, that you're having little girls to this day screaming like wow, like just amazed that they actually see somebody that resembles them online, despite the fact that we know Disney is a racist piece of shit. We know this to be a fact, despite the fact that they are a racist piece of shit. The fact that little girl and imagine how little boys have to feel as well. Like you say, to see somebody that looks like you on a cartoon or something to that level like that, I'm sure that has to do something to you as a kid. Because you're right, growing up, I was little boy, almost damn about 3-4 when they used to have like damn Fat Albert come on, and that was the closest thing. And maybe you saw something like in the 80s, you saw MC Hammer and them had a cartoon and stuff like that. But you're right, in terms of something to that level like that, I guess it really does have to do something to you. So, Queen B, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Newstoter. How you doing?
How you doing?
So there's not a whole bunch more that I can say, but there was a few points I wanted to make. And again, I just think, this is about programming us. And it may be too late for them to program someone my age. Goddess, I'm older than you. So I was born in the 60s. So I'm up there. But this is, to me, all about programming. And you're absolutely right. Other people have mentioned that we're seeing more and more on television, the commercials in particular, where there's a lot of these interracial relationships, the multiracial children. It's like they refuse to really show a black nuclear family or traditional black family anymore. If you see a black guy, he's either booed up with a white chick or another black guy or something, or a white guy. So it's programming. We call it programming. That's why it's called programming. It's there to program us. I believe what they're trying to do is they're trying to get to the next generation of young black girls and young black boys, of course. So, the millennials, the Gen Zers or whatever, they're trying, to me, what the message they're sending is that black men are not good enough for you, that you have to be with a white guy. But with this cartoon, what you guys are talking about, or not cartoon, but this movie, they have her hooked up with the white guy's not even, what, the white guy is lame or something? Did somebody say that he was like disabled or something?
No. No, he has like she's the one with the fins until she like whatever. It's been so long, but she's a mermaid, so she's the one that ended up getting the legs. But no, the white guy's a prince or whatever, from what I can remember.
Okay. I was gonna say, and then to top it off, they gave her somebody that couldn't. But anyway, So to me, that's just a part of that whole programming. But I know what I did want to speak to also is that, I have seen some things online, of course, on Twitter, where the white people are very and have started to make some jokes even. And I tried to upload one to the Jumbotron Newstoter, and I couldn't, so I just sent it to you. But just kind of making jokes about, maybe, the white commentator Michael Knowles playing Malcolm X, so they're kind of taking it to that level, making fun of this. And that's just wrong altogether. But I'm going to close a
a little bit here that I wanted to say, and again, just telling my age, but I don't know if anybody remembers back in the 70s, or it might have been like 78, when they actually did make it was a musical. It was a black musical. It was called Cindy. And they had it on television. And it was about a black girl named Cindy that lived in Harlem with her father and her stepmother, and the stepmother had 2 kids. So they took that whole Cinderella theme and they made they made it a black story. And she had, her prince was like a captain. They called him Captain Prince or something. I don't know, but they did at least give her a prince, So it was something at the time when that movie came out. It was something to say, oh, hey, it was something where we kind of said, hey, this is different for us. Look, the black woman, she gets her prince and he's black, Well, back then we didn't really have to be concerned about that because they weren't showing interracial couples, but that was something that we saw. But in terms of Ross, I remember some of the things that they had in the 70s. I don't know if anybody remembers Julia, the black nurse, Diane Carroll.
Well, when I mentioned that, I remember her, but...
Yeah, but she was kind of, again, just kind of out there. And then you had Room 222, where you had Denise Nichols. I think she was the high school teacher. And then they had the black guy who was like, I don't remember if he was, I don't think he was a principal. I think he was a high school teacher. So they gave us a few of those images, but for the most part, those were very short-lived sitcoms. So I'll just land there. Thank you for giving me the floor.
You're welcome. And just to touch up on what you were saying, Queen, we were in the article I read. I don't know if you were in the room. We actually mentioned some of that stuff too about some of the remarks, and you had Facebook groups started and stuff, all because of this movie and the actual link that I put up in the Jumbotron. It actually had her she's supposed to be a mermaid with basically flippers or fins or whatever you want, and instead of having the actual mermaid bottom part of her torso or whatever, they replaced it with a Newport pack of cigarettes and whatnot. So yeah, it's been a lot of insults, a lot of nasty digs, and it was so bad. He said that they had to actually shut the comment section down in the trailer for YouTube because you had over a million and something bad comments or something like that. So it's been a million and something dislikes and stuff, thumbs down. So it's been pretty raw. It's been pretty bad or whatever for the most part. So let me go around the room. And also, I see a bunch of people in here that's not following Newstoter. Make sure you follow the host and both of the co-hosts. Newstoter is the largest curator of Black news today in America. You can also support us on Cash App. That is $Newstoter. That is $Newstoter. Cole, let me go ahead and see what you have to say. Go ahead and unmute your mic real quick.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to say representation matters, more than you think, even in cartoons. So, growing up, my friends and we'd watch Little Mermaid, and I would play as Eric, and my friend would play Ariel, and my black adopted brother, we'd all watch it together, and we'd be like, what are you doing? And he'd be wide legs with his hands up in the air, crawling around. He's like, I'm Sebastian the Crab. We got no troubles. Life is the bubbles under the sea. And we're like, no, dude, no. He's like, what? That's the one black guy. And so even the cartoon depictions matter. The voice castings. I think it's ridiculous they didn't cast a black Eric in the new movie. I'm mad. I'm worked up. You just don't even underestimate how easily you can program kids. I think Disney's evil, and it's just ridiculous.
Okay, I appreciate that. And you did make a point that I will say that the little crab, Sebastian, he had a little Jamaican accent and whatnot. I remember watching the movie and stuff as I was younger. So
yeah,
he actually
right. The voice actor is not proud of that performance. He's I don't know why we made that Jamaican. Great singer, but even he's pissed about that. It was just bad taste. But my brother, he thought he was the crab because it was the only one with the black voice. And I asked on it recently, do you remember how messed up that was? And he's like, I don't know, man. I had a good time. It's no, dude, you gotta break free of that. I don't know. Disney's got a chokehold on us. It's ridiculous. We need to end all the white roles.
Alrighty, I appreciate you chiming in there, Coral. You may want to definitely stick around in the room. I think it's going to be pretty interesting, so definitely stick around in the room. Let's go. Let's kind of lost order myself. Let's get to a couple of back to that. Let's get was Goddess. Did you go yet again? I'm sorry, I couldn't remember. Because I kind of lost order.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll put my hand down, but I just want to say, getting the Jumbotron, y'all, there's a lot of good information in there. And yeah, okay. You know, all these daggone, you know, non-black, you know, anime people, or whatever the case be, cartoon creators, even the video games. You know, we got to get our own stuff, man. I'll yield there, but go ahead.
Let me go ahead and get to we're gonna get back to the sisters. Let's try some of the fellas now. Mr. Gage, you pretty much got this conversation started to that point like that. We're gonna go Mr. Gage and Quadir. Then we're gonna Ray, you got your hand up, and then we're gonna get back to the sisters again. So Mr. Gage, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, thank you, family. I posted up in the Jumbotron like how I really feel about Little Mermaid. Long and short of it, what it reads is, why isn't the Little Mermaid boycotted along Woman King? Because they're both for anti-Black American propaganda that downplays the Black family structure. One is soft hand, the other is hard hand. Be careful what you choose to entertain. I think us as a community don't understand rules of engagement and rule of war, and how media can be used as war, and soft hand tactics and hard hand tactics. I look at the Woman King as a hard-handed tactic used against our community with the propaganda, and I look at the Little Mermaid as a soft-handed tactic, because there's still people in the community that will still endorse it and still give money to it when it still endorses the end result of anti-Black behavior towards the family unit and structure as a whole. So when I look at that, I look at that as very dangerous and very toxic. So that was some of the things I wanted to bring up. I also feel like it plays upon the gender war that goes on in our community by playing on Black women emotions. And I find that that's kind of underhanded, and I wish some of our women won't endorse it. Just go hard. You see that your men are following suit. I don't see them as a group following suit on these issues. It's not me dissing. I'm just kind of concerned as a Black man, because it's not that full-throatedness like how the Black male sector is. Like, we're like saying, no, this is zero tolerance of this shit. Black women's like, oh, it's a little bit okay. At least they have a Black girl. She's in the video. I know my daughter's happy, but at the expense of your son, at the expense of your Black male child, I find that really disheartening. And I would love to hear some sisters' opinions about that. And I'm not trying to diss y'all. I love y'all, trust me. But I find that the way that they're presenting these propaganda is very damaging to our community. And we should be trying to sue them or looking for some type of retaliation towards that in a legal sense. Also, Newstoter, I wanted to tell you about that Rob DeSantis thing. He was trying to change the tax code. I posted an article of it in the Jumbotron. That was the reason what he was trying to do to make them no longer a special district.
Well, that's good. I remember, even though I can't stand him. Like, I did agree with what he was doing with Disney and stuff, because Disney got too much power down here, man. Like, Disney, like I say, Disney is its own city. People don't understand that. It's more than a theme park. It's a damn city within the city.
They also are stealing our kids.
Yes, ma'am.
More kids go missing at Disney than anywhere. Can I just say something to Mr. Engaging? I wish he was at my space just before this. We just talked about that. I'm for my Black men, and both of these. I didn't even see no mermaid with no cigarette pack as her ass or whatever the shit. And I wouldn't go for it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely understand that. We're going to move it around the room. We're going to get back to you too, Secret Sisters. So put your hand back up, because like I said, we're going to hit the fellas up, because we let the sisters go, and we're going to get back to you too. So all the sisters, keep your hands up, because the fellas, they normally definitely pretty quick anyway. So Quadir, go ahead and unmute your mic, bro.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, real quick. I'm trying to remember the last time Disney had a all-Black family cartoon cast, and the last thing that I can remember was the Proud Family. And that was how long?
Bebe's Kids. Wasn't it Bebe's Kids?
No, Bebe's Kid. No, that was no Disney. They're not.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna yield real quick. I'll hop back on. I have to do something real quick.
You that Quadell, you done or that's it?
Yeah, he said, go right back.
Yeah, I gotta come back.
Oh, okay, no problem. Let's get to Ray. Ray, go ahead and unmute your mic.
I'm gonna be real quick. I forget who said it earlier about Netflix and them needing to be sued. I just want to touch on that really quick because a lot of people don't know. I guess Netflix, they've done a movie about Jeffrey Dahmer, and there was a scene, I guess, in the show or whatever where Jeffrey's at trial for eating people and all this other horrible things that he's done or whatever. And what happened was it recreated obviously what happened, and the woman is saying, as someone that had to literally live through this, it's causing me emotional duress. And Netflix has a history of doing this because they also did it recently with Mike Tyson. They took his whole story and made a movie and making money off of it, and ain't paying Mike Tyson shit about it. So I just wanted to just bring that up because I heard that sister say, I guess they're bringing a class action suit against Disney. Netflix.
All right. Let us get to Lai, go ahead and unmute your mic.
How y'all doing? I'm on the phone working, two of my phones, singing out, whatever. But I just wanted to say, when we were talking about Disney's being a business, I don't know if you remember when they came out there's a couple of things, the LGBTQFG. One of the employees said that they make it their business to make sure that everything is gay, and they took a stand against the 45 crazy dude, and he said that he was going after them because they have a different tax base, like they literally like the Vatican. Like they have their own whatever, and they're like a tax base. So he tried to go after their status because they went against him when people were saying about that. So you got what their purpose is and how they want to, destroy the family. And then somebody said something else, I don't remember. But the thing as far as the black kids, and so if you have you have two black princesses, and there's no male prince. Who are these male? Because again, black men. Who are these black men supposed to be looking up to? It's not done by accident on purpose. I agree with everything Mr. Engaging. I say I'm about to jump out of my skin to like he's like spitting it. Like it's a psychological game because then like if you don't support they put you in a situation. So if you don't support the black princess, now you don't support black women. And it's like they're giving you like the lesser of two evils. Well, we gotta support her because she's black. No, they keep going to that as emotional, and when that happens, we just have to stand on what's right because, again, like somebody said that she shouldn't have taken the role. Yes, and a lot of times they have to understand they have to start feeling when they do things and they do about $1 instead of doing about their moral compass, they're gonna have to suffer the consequences of that because there's no way in how I'm supporting. That don't even make for them to even ask black women to support this. And another thing I want to say, but we have the people who are making the jokes online. Russia is busy. A lot of these people don't have no time. They don't even have no teeth. They sit in their trailer parks. They happy they got a phone because they got a signal, and they sitting there making these stupid memes. They ain't got nothing to do with their time. And let's not even when we share. We put a spotlight on them. Like it's this retarded girl. I know she take the yellow bus, and she got this song. So it's a stupid song, but everybody black.
Period. Everybody
black. The black whole black people. We're sharing that. We're sharing that.
She got a record deal with Atlanta, girl.
Listen. I'm saying I can't even get people to share my story about my nephew. I had my nephews go fund for about 2 years. I only got $750. And I'm sitting here really like struggling, really needing the help. But this retarded short yellow bus can sit there and get all this attention because we're all sharing it. But when I'm asking people to share, people I talk to about what's going on. Like, I'm fighting for my life on the line, people following me. Could you please share? Well, I gotta share that for you. And it's just like, we have to be careful what we feed and what we put energy into. And some things we really have to ignore because they get a kick out of us giving it attention. Because if black people really like, you know what, we're gonna take a vacation. We ain't doing no social media, no nothing. It'll be so dead out there. It literally runs around us. Reparations has been trending all August. It's September. It's still trending. It's about to be October. Black America, Foundation of Black America, we run everything. Black Twitter is literally a location. So we just have to understand when we put our energy into things, we give it power. Because when you got the people, they ain't even got their teeth. They in their trailer parks with their phones, and we giving them energy, and they making stupid stuff because they want us to get upset and they want us to fight. But because there's no way I'm fighting for a black girl to be with a white guy. Ain't the fuck? No. So I'm just saying, like, we just really got to think about, this is chess, not checkers. And they playing like they keep doing the little stupid moves that they doing. Like, even with the woman, they keep doing these little stupid moves that Ray Charles can see. So I let my point.
Alrighty, appreciate you, sister. We're gonna go to Ebony, Goddess, and Secret Sister. Go ahead. What did I say? No, is it Goddess? Well, hold on. We have we got a new speaker here. So let's hear what the new speaker is. That Dr. Brave. Let's hear what you got to say real quick.
Hey, yo, what it do? So, like to the point, the sister's point that just spoke, I do take a little bit of offense because, I am a black man that lives in a trailer park, number one. Number two, I don't know why we all up in arms over a fish. I mean, fishes are delicious. That's all I got to say.
I'm pretty sure this is a white boy up here trying to do a little black accent or something. He came in here, he did his little troll, and he left or whatever.
Like, he trolling too. I don't know who. Could y'all please block them? Because they making me mad. My ancestors, Nat Turner, coming out. They need to be blocked.
Talking about the white dude that just left here?
Yeah, the one talking about something on the seat, under the seat. My Nat Turner was.
Yeah, I thought he was trolling too.
That was a true story.
He definitely was trolling.
This motherfucker just said, sat here for about 30 minutes and talk about a fish for 10 seconds. Well, they ain't got nothing better to do.
I support you guys, but I'll drop. Be well.
Hey,
alrighty. Damn, I forgot. I'm sorry. Damn, I forgot the order. Is it Goddess, Ebony Queen, Secret Sister? So Goddess, you go. Ebony Queen, then you go, and then Secret Sister, you go. And DJ, hold it down 1 second for me, DJ.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, so I did put in the Jumbotron. There is someone that, they think everything's funny. He wanted to do a blackface, so I did put that in a Jumbotron so we can get the calling. All his information is in that video. Also, they're screaming about mermaids. And do y'all know what an actual mermaid looks like?
Why are we trying to lynch the Asian kid? The guy who did blackface was Asian. I thought we're stopping the Asian hate.
I almost forgot I was in charge of this space because I was about to slide your ass right up out of here.
You can do whatever you want, but why are you trying to lynch the Asian kid?
Anyway, I'm going to move on to what I was saying. Anyway, have y'all ever seen real mermaids before? Real mermaids are very ugly. They do actually kill you. I did put that up there too. There's a such thing as real mermaids, and they're not white.
No, they're gray. What happened?
Hey, I was gonna make sure it got kind of quiet. I want to make sure the space was good.
No. Because the guy was talking, and I'm over here blocking some folks. The rooms was coming in the room now, so I'm on block mode. But y'all can go ahead and speak. Go ahead and speak. The guy Ebony, go ahead.
Did y'all slide that person off the stage that was just talking?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we slid
fuck off the stage. They slid out the motherfucking room and off a cliff.
They sit around talking about black people and stop Asian hate when in reality we're the only ones that have ever really stood up for Asians. Tariq was talking about it, I think, a day or two ago about how, Muhammad Ali, when he was at the top of his game, world champion or whatever, went to jail for all those years because, he didn't want to go over to Vietnam to kill no damn Asian people. And the Black Panthers were speaking out, well, we've always done nothing but try to help everybody else. But damn well the tide would have been turned. And there would have been an Asian on this planet that would have gave up the heavyweight title and went to jail for 2 years, just they can miss through all that stop Asian hate bullshit. Because like I said, we've only been the only ally with our economic base. We go to these different nail salons and things like that. It's always black women in there getting their nails done, supporting them, putting their kids through college. So they can miss it with that bull. Go ahead, John.
I forgot to say this too, Ray. I did put 2 things up there from Coral Sample. He was talking, he is mad about, at least it's what his post is. They post this stuff out there like a movie about Obama, and they got the white man being Ryan Gosling as the star of that. And then he also was talking about if they were to change Cinderella into being black, then they would think that was racist. So he was trying to make a point. So I did go down his timeline. He is speaking about that they are racist.
Well, I at least give them props for that or whatever. So, who's next? Ebony Queen, I believe.
Yeah, I just wanted to note, I just don't understand the hypocrisy of it all. I got a whole list of white people that have actually played black parts, and they knew, because, I was so used to seeing them as white, when I was coming up. I thought the people were actually white, but come to find out, when this character called Othello, which was I heard, was he a real person? He was a black person back in the Roman days, and he played. He was I don't know if it was fiction or whatever, but he's a black person, and white people always played his part. They love playing his part. Anybody in here heard of Othello?
Yeah, Othello. Yes, fiction.
Yeah. Okay.
Question. Was that a white and black character? Because this is old. It also was a game called Othello, and was black on one side and white on the other.
Yeah, well, they made, they knew what they were doing, and also the Lone Ranger. They say it was an actual person. They called him the Lone Ranger because he was always alone because nobody wanted to be. They made that up.
Yeah, that's his last name was Reeves.
Yeah. I was about to say that could be based off
Bass Reeves. I was going to point him out. I think somebody's like making a good movie about him now. But by the way, and what about
we was all on point on that one though.
Huh?
I said we was all on point on that one. Bass Reeves.
Bass Reeves. What? Cleopatra, Elizabeth Taylor trying to play her part. But they don't see that. They hypocrites. But a white guy even played the part of Michael Jackson. That's recent. I think his name was Joseph Bienes. He had the nerve to play Michael Jackson's part in a movie.
That was a few years back. Yeah, I remember that.
And Fred Astaire, way back in the day.
They did that with that white guy, but they sure got his ass though for that too.
Yeah, he played blackface. Fred Astaire. Everybody, I know you guys are probably everybody is too young, but you see these old movies, everybody know who Fred Astaire is. He played blackface, Mr. Bojangles. He played that part. They got a picture of him. You can go online now and see the picture of him in blackface playing Mr. Bojangles. But they don't know. They forget about all of that. It's just so many. There's a whole list of people that they play. Well, who was that? Even other, not just black people, other people. But Chuck Connors played some kind of Indian in a role, and all of this. And Indians were dark, even if they weren't like regular black people. They were dark, so they can just go on with all the hypocrisy.
Exactly. Even that Indian guy that was in a commercial back in the day, I think it was an 80s commercial. He sold the food, he started crying. He wasn't even Indian. He was a damn Italian.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah, the white people, they did everything from black to Chinese to Indian, you name it. So they played the whole spectrum of people back in the day. Like, they didn't care. Secret Sister, go ahead and unmute your mic, sister.
Chuck Norris is part Native American. his mother. He is actually he's really Native American. I put up in the Jumbotron, I don't know if people caught it, when they remade the Beauty and the Beast, they had a gay section. They slid in there real fast. This gay agenda. I keep telling y'all. I found this manifesto to take down of the black men. Women, we gotta protect our men from them. Men, you gotta protect us physically while we're on boots on the ground, because it's about to get ugly, and we all need to go over to the Mighty Networks, download it, and go and apply for the social network so we can all get together and start putting our Black America together. I land there.
Oh, Secret Sister, I said Chuck Connors, not Chuck Norris. Yeah. you said Josh said, well, I didn't have a clue that Norris would. He just looked like a white. He looked like a white person to me, but I'm just saying Chuck Norris. I mean, not Chuck Norris. You got me saying wrong. Chuck Connors. Okay. That's 100% hunky, or whatever you want to call it.
And right. The one cartoon we get is Bebe's kids. Now, why they gotta depict us like that? My kids don't act like that, and I'm pretty sure your kids don't act like that. They need to quit. They went in the trailer park and seen some white kids, because, see, they the ones that say, fuck you, mom. See, black kids say, fuck you, mom. It better be some glass in between them, somebody holding them, because we will go to jail. Daddy will go to jail. See, that they looked at that, and then they put it on the black thing. Or like they been doing, they've been going and looking at the diaspora. I don't know how they live at all, but I do know they women. And like I said in the other thing, we got to stand behind our men, ladies, because they are the most attacked, and we don't even know it. And I land there.
Yes, ma'am, you're definitely right. Now, getting back, I'm gonna kick it to you, Goddess. The Bebe Kids, if you remember, now that was comedian Robin Harris in the late '80s. That was on House Party, and he was on Do the Right Thing and whatnot. The one that always talked the noise and this and that. Bebe Kids was his famous saying for like talking about bad kids and whatnot. And so we gotta remember like that. He actually died. He actually died before that movie was actually made. So they actually did a voiceover. A guy actually did a voiceover for him or whatnot. But Bebe Kids, you're right. It was something else. Yeah, he was in. He had a brief part in Harlem Nights. He was also in Mo Better Blues. So he was actually becoming a big star when he actually died. He was young. He was actually about 39 when he died at the time or whatever. But he was just really becoming a big time comedian and big time crossover star. So yeah.
Do you think that was a happenstance or purpose?
Well, I'll put it this way: like whenever we saw badass kids running around, we started calling them babies and stuff back in the day. Like there ain't nothing but some babies.
He should have never put that out there, because that's what people would do. But then we go in the stores and guess who's Bebe's kids? Those little white ones. Ours be said in that thing, because we had that talk. We going in this store. Don't you touch shit. Don't you ask for shit. I will get what you need. You know how we had that talk in the car before we go in the store. But them white kids, they be running, stepping on your shoes. I smacks them. Because their mommy ain't going to do it.
But the Secret Sister, I'm going to say this one more thing before I kick it to God, is just trying to keep on topic. But, he was a comedian. So, I mean, and at that time, he was considered having like a really foul mouth. He was funny. Like your boy was like really uncut. And one of his famous sayings besides Bebe Kids was calling people a test tube baby. Like, you test tube baby. Like, so, like, and at the time, I think the first test tube was like came in with the late 70s or 80s or something like that. So think if you actually was a test tube baby, how bad you had to feel, because we used to always run around calling each other test tube babies as well too. You a test tube. So I mean, I know it's messed up now. Like
we're quite fertile. We're quite fertile. We don't need no test tubes. We don't need no little basters and stuff.
But if somebody called you a test tube back in the day, you'd be ready to fight. Like, you called a test tube. That was almost as bad as somebody looking at you, shaking their head like, damn, I feel sorry for your mama. Like, you like, what? You feel sorry for my mama? Like, so let me get into Goddess so I don't get this topic off the rail. Go ahead, Goddess.
That was funny as hell. But I was gonna say this, as far as us doing like our agendas that we could do, as far as being able to speak about things that we want to speak about without having people like that coming invading, we can do like Zoom meetings. And myself, if it could be like you were, I can't remember what you said in here. I've been in another space before where we said that we can all meet in one place instead of being all over the place. It would be nice that we all can meet in that one place, do the Zoom meeting, and we all discuss our issues that we're having amongst each other without interruption. And the Zoom is good because whoever is running the Zoom, you see who's out there. So even if you posted it out on Twitter, they can't get in unless you let them in. Also, did the Proud family have a group of black girls that were bullied? Wasn't that the Proud family? And I just thought it was kind of, not now that I'm thinking about it, they always talk about our kids doing stuff or whatever. And then I thought, I was just sitting here thinking about the cartoons, and there were three sisters. They were bullies.
You know, I never seen the Proud Family before. Like I don't even know if my kids. I have to ask them if they seen it, but I never seen it, so I can't really comment on it. Like anybody in it. I mean, does anybody know what Goddess is saying?
Say that again one more time, sister. I heard you, but one more time.
Yeah, they had. She was asking about the bullies in the Proud family. Yeah, in the Proud family, they had 3 bully girls. They were 3 bullies. They were black girls, and they were just bullying everybody.
Oh, wow. No, I don't even watch them.
And they made all 3 of them. They didn't make them in color. They made them. All of them was like gray or blue or some color. They was not like the regular color.
Yeah, they called them the Gross Sisters. And the reason why they were blue is because they were ashy.
Why aren't we? Yeah, we should be. Hey, what the hell? We got gray cartoons because we ashy? That's disrespectful as hell. Wow. Okay. Wow. Don't be laughing. That's disrespectful as hell.
Hey, news
Oh, my.
me up. I'm over here cackling.
Yo, I'm cracking up.
Wow.
Hey, yo.
I thought y'all knew that. I didn't know. I'll put it up there for you.
Yo, the reason why I know, because I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. It was honestly, all in all, it was actually a very
good
cartoon. It was a very good cartoon, but like, especially when you're a kid, you don't really notice everything. Like, you know that they're blue because they're ashy. You're like, not putting 2 and 2 together. You're a kid. You just think it's whatever or a little funny, but when you get older, you figure out, you're actually, dissing us.
Wow.
Let's kick it to Mr. Engaging and we'll go back to Queen B.
They calling us ass.
You there, Mr. Engaging?
No, I'm right here. I was allowing everybody to talk real quick.
You want to blow our minds some more.
You got it, Mr. Engaging.
Sorry about that. I got a phone call. Somebody called me. I think it's being calm.
You want us to come back to you then? Hey, Mr. Engaging, you want us to come back to you?
Yeah, if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated.
No problem. Queen B, go ahead and unmute your mic.
No, I was just going to say, didn't they reboot the Proud what are we calling it? The Proud Family, and a couple of them are like gay or something, or the dad's gay or something.
I think they're supposed to have it. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I heard people saying that it was supposed to be a gay member on that. Quade, I know you said you used to watch it. Is it, to your knowledge, in this reboot, do they have a gay person on there?
So the one I used to watch was the original that stopped airing in the mid 2000s. But in the reboot, I never watched the reboot, but yes, they have a new neighbor or something like that, and new neighbors. They're both LGBT. One's white, one's black. The black one is all small and feminine, and the white one's masculine and big and hovers over. Yeah, that's what they go with over there. But I've never watched the reboot. And I don't it's doing good. I haven't heard anything. I don't see it anywhere popping off, blowing up. So just off of that, I don't think it's doing good.
So yeah, so we got to protect those kids. You see what they're doing. It's that programming. And you notice that they're starting to take a lot of these older shows and a lot of these older sitcoms and shows, and they're trying to reboot them and bring them back now, and they are changing the characters and just all kinds of craziness.
I put up in the Jumbotron a little video of them so you can see what we were talking about.
Let me ask the ladies up in here a quick question about the actual movie, the Little Mermaid. And since you all were little girls at one time, and some of you have daughters and nieces and grandkids and stuff like that, at this stage right here, would you actually take your kid to if your kid say, I want to go and see that movie, mommy, I want to see that movie, auntie, grandma, would you actually take your 6-7-year-old daughter, niece, granddaughter to actually see the actual Little Mermaid, and she was just begging you, like, oh, I want to see that, I want to see that so bad?
I wouldn't. No.
My answer is no. I actually did have my daughter to sit my grandchildren down to get, trying to see what their reaction would be. Of course, my grandkids ain't like my children. They was talking and looking. They won't even pay no. They didn't. My granddaughter looked at that and was like, "What? She black? Okay, whatever." She give it in. So, because she don't care nothing about Disney. So.
Lie, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yes. What I do is, if it come on Disney Plus and come on the app for free, I'll have my kids watch it. But why my kids hate watching movies with me? Because I don't know if y'all remember the movie Don't Be a Menace to South Central by Drinking Your Juice in the Hood, and the dude will always come and he would philosophize. I'm always philosophizing, breaking it down and doing it. So I'm teaching with everything. So I'll have my kids watch it. Like even when we watch Tiana and Why Is She a Frog, I'm making them think and see, okay, when you see this, what is this showing you? And I'm processing it with them. I'm not gonna pay for it, I ain't gonna lie. But if it come on, I will definitely have my kids watch it. I will definitely see how this interracial. So they're telling you. So my black child, you see the white man, he is not your savior. Yes, I will have her watch it and break it down for them, because one especially TV shows back in the day, we have a lot of shows, and my aunt sit with me with the TV shows.
Hey, Aunt Lie, you breaking up, son. You breaking up.
Can you?
Yeah, you breaking up, like we losing your connection.
Hold on a second. I think it's some hot mics open. Hold on a second.
Yeah, everybody, make sure your mic is closed while she's talking real quick, and then we'll see if your reception is better, Aunt Lie. Go ahead and unmute your mic and see if your connection is a little bit better now.
Better? Yeah, that's better. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll break it down for them, and I'll teach lessons in it with everything. Like I had them watch The Underground. So when I have them watching shows, I'm teaching the lessons. So for free, I'll have them watch it, but I'll teach the lesson. Even when I had them watch the original one, I always teach the lesson with them, but I'm not going to spend money in it. But I don't want them to not get the information from me. And then when they're hanging out with their friends or they're doing something when they get older, they're watching stuff and they're not really seeing it for what it is. I'm making sure they have the critical thinking, because my aunt used to watch shows with me, but she used to always process the shows. And I was like, oh, you know what? And I never, you get that other point of view, and then you get their point of view. So us not giving it to them is not not saying it's not realistic. It's you can forbid them seeing certain stuff, but my kids at the age of 13 and 11, they're gonna watch it anyway. But I process everything with them. So even when they watch those stupid YouTube videos, and I tell them all the time, the white people doing this crazy stuff, y'all can't do that. You black, they gonna stop you regardless, and I will definitely break it down for you. I'll let my plan.
Mr. Engaging, I know you back. You want to go ahead and get back on your spot?
I'm glad that family I think we need to come up with solutions on how to combat some of these movies, where that both male and female are on board. So like how I'm looking at the situation is like the child that, like, you say no to a child, right? They go like, daddy says no, but mommy says yeah. Like it needs to be no across the damn board. That's just my stance. I know it might be a little radical, but like I really think it has to be like no across the board. And my thing is like, I don't know the solution for that, but I want to pose a question like, what are ways that we can make it so it's like a solid no across the board, that we all are on code when these type of movies that are divisive that come out, we'll be able to address them in an equitable manner that's empowering our black family units.
Make a very valid point, DJ. I see you. You want to go ahead and chime in on that?
Mr. Engaging Black. The only way to combat that, or whatever, we know what our problems is now. Disney's, they racist and prejudiced. We already know that. So what's the solution to that? So the only solution is to start producing and supporting the people that produce our films that support us. So the one page you could go to that is a cartoon is Gracie's Corner, yo. Have y'all ever heard of her?
Can you post it to Jumbotron?
Never heard of Gracie.
Yeah, that's the one that a lot of adults, you probably been on Instagram. This the phonic song. Got them singing all day long. What sound does the letter A tell me? And they put the hip hop beat behind it and all. Oh man,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
Gracie's Corner Fire. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna post it to the Jumbotron. Go ahead, Secret Sister.
Well, it was something that Mr. Enticing.
Mr. Engaging?
Engaging. I'm sorry. It was something that you just said. You remember what you just said?
I know what I said was saying that it needs to be no across the board. Like, I feel like Disney is like the little bad child. Like, daddy says no, and then they go to mommy because they feel mommy's a little weak in the knees, and she might give in to the child, and she wants to say yes. And I said that it needs to be no across the board because it's no good to our family structure. Like, just to sum it up real quickly. But I use the analogy as that bad little child that is going to one toe, and the one adult already said put his foot down with the belt and everything in between. And then we got some women in our community saying, it's not really that bad, or it's okay, and I'll give in. And that's that thing that needs to be cut out, because that's a major turnoff to some brothers. Like a major turnoff.
Well, I know what I was going to say. The cure to that is take your space and stand on it. Like in here, in my home, they used to try that, and when they tried that, it cost them their phone, it cost them livelihood. Can't be in your room. Give me your TV. Give me all that. Sit in there, read a book, and I want me an essay on it. Like, it went to there, because see, what you won't do is you won't try to connive your parents, because we got your back when nobody else do. So we would sit here and they would say, Mom, could I go to this party? What'd your dad say? He didn't say yet. Well, go ask your dad, because here my husband has the final answer. And like I said, I run that kind of household that my husband is on top, and I stick with it.
Absolutely, sister. I will say this much real quick. Let me just say this much real quick, that sometimes, I know what you're saying, Mr. Invasion, it's the mothers that, but let's be for real, a lot of times when you're talking about the daddy-daughter relationship, it may be the daddy caving in first. It may be the daddy, because, I mean, he may be the one the mama might have said no.
I was just about to say that, because I was a daddy's girl, and, hey, my daddy did what I asked.
Yeah, so let's not just, like I said, how we say stereotype and stuff. A lot of times we know these little girls have their fathers wrapped around their fingers and stuff too. So mama might say, "Nah, we ain't going to see this movie," and dad might already say, "Well, yeah, she can go ahead and see the movie." So you got to remember that as well.
But we have to be realistic. I have a son and a daughter. You don't do both of them the same. Where my son can be out at 12. My daughter better come in here before the street lights. It's like a different thing. My daughter can get raped and all that other stuff. My son is huge, and we have already taught him how to be a warrior. You stand on your square. So that's how we look at that. And my daughter used to say, "That ain't fear. That's not fear." But guess what? You know, you moved out this house a virgin. And guess what? You have she's classy. You understand what I'm saying? It pays in the end. I know you don't like me now, but it'll pay in the end. And that's what we always try to put in their head, that you have to look at the little dime, not the nickel today, but the dime or quarter tomorrow. That's how we do.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am. I'm gonna kick it to Quad there, and then I'm gonna go to we're gonna go back to DJ and Mr. Engagement. But before we do, just gotta take this quick break and say, you guys, remember, if you can support Newstoter on Cash App, that is $Newstoter. Once again, that is $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest curation platform today in America, the largest Black-owned news curation platform today in America, the largest Black American-owned curation news platform today in America. So that's Newstoter. Newstoter. Go ahead, Fidel.
Yeah, we were talking about solutions earlier. I just wanted to throw another cartoon up on YouTube up there. It's called Gifted and Lit. Similar to it's called Gifted and Lit. I yield.
Thank you, brother. Go ahead, DJ.
Give me a second. 1 second. Go ahead, Mr. Get.
I do have another cartoon. I don't want to get into this. It's not too pan-African, but Black Sands have great graphics. They'll teach you how to read. They got the captions on the bottom for the children to read along with it. I think that's a good storyline for us to look into and explore. I really think that we need to support our different Black media outlets that are alternative than the mainstream as of right now, because they're not promoting the value system that we want to see. So I feel it's up to us to empower those that are displaying the value system that we do want to see.
Absolutely. That means go ahead and support Newstoter, and there's a bunch of hosts of other good sites out there as well too. So definitely, guys, go ahead and throw your support. Now I say that we curate so much news and information that every article on the actual site, I don't agree with the actual source or the author or whatever. So we try to kind of pick and choose and go ahead and put stuff out there as well. But let's remember one thing also about Disney. Disney had a ban. Disney started banning some of these old cartoons and characters that Disney had because they were so blatantly racist. Like, Disney has a long history of having some racist characters and whatnot, the crows and stuff. When you hear me say magpies and stuff like that, I'm referring to that situation like that. Like, I talk about the Heckle and Jekyll, the old cartoon from my dad's era, but Disney has a lot of old racist cartoons and whatnot that you guys you just would not believe or whatever. So Disney, they may have cleaned up their image to a certain degree right now. But a lot of that stuff that Disney had from back in the day, they can't even show it on TV or anything, because out of all the races they love to talk about, they took their turns with the Asians and the Indians and this and that, but they most definitely to attack the actual black race. Like that was a main thing. Like, and not only Disney, but the Tom and Jerry cartoons and some of the favorite cartoons that your parents, that they baby boomers grew up watching and stuff like that, and you grew up watching as a child yourself. You see this stuff, you're like, holy hell! Like when I think back at it now, the old lady in the Tom and Jerry cartoon, basically a mammy with the little scarf on, singing the song, y'all, 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 y'all. And then they mess around and run into her butt, and she starts screaming, "Oh!" Like what in the world? Like when you think about this stuff now, like yo, this is beyond racist. This is racist as hell here. Like so, like I said, they had to put a lot of that stuff up and about. So just think about it. This ain't nothing new with them either. So Black Native, I said you came back up here. Let me give a shout out to Secret Sister. Let me give a shout out to DJ for your contribution on Cash App. Appreciate y'all so much. Go ahead, Black Native.
Yeah, you remember, I don't know if anybody spoke on the Proud Family. That was a Disney show that came on cable, and it had the mother, the father, and the kids. Now they didn't introduce a new family into the Proud Family. It's a big white bulky dude, and he's married to a little short, scrawny black man. I don't know if y'all seen that, but they just, this is what Disney does. They like you said, they've been racist for years.
Wait. Not to cut you off, since you said that he's married. It's a dude. It's two dudes married.
Yeah, that's the new addition to the Proud Family. They just couldn't leave, the black household. Black.
You there, sister?
You went out, sis.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was getting a phone call. I just let the phone call go. Yeah, they had to bring a new addition of characters to the cartoon. So now I guess they're the neighbors that moved in. I haven't seen it, but it's a big white man. He looks all buff, and he's married to a.
I think he was probably getting another call still.
I don't know if he could come into space and start playing. But so that's the new addition that they had to add to the Proud Family, because that was a cartoon that had the father and the mother and the grandmother lived there, and it was the daughter. I think it was the daughter and the two little twins. They had two little twins. Yeah, and they took that off the air, and they're bringing it back, but they have the gay couple, and it's the optics. The white man looks like he's like a football coach. And the black.
Wait, y'all, I was wrong. Y'all remember Little Bill?
Yeah, I remember Little Bill with Bill Cosby.
Yeah, that was Bill Cosby. Wasn't it one of Bill Cosby?
Yeah, that was his life story. Yep, Little Bill. But it was a cartoon that I had bought. They sell the bootlegs, DVDs in New York, and it was it wasn't Disney. It was the one with Bugs Bunny. Who was that?
Space Jam.
That's Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes.
So I bought it from off of some Africans, right? So I brought it home. I put it in, put the DVD in, and I'm sitting there watching this shit with my kids. And they had, I think I still have it because I never threw it away. It was a cartoon where it was this black lady dressed as Mammy with the scarf, the apron. She's big, fat, and she has this little boy. So somehow they live in a jungle.
You talking about Wayne Head? Oh wait, you said the jungle. Oh, no,
they lived in the jungle. Now
that could be Tom and Jerry.
Wait. Let her finish up, y'all. Hold on. Let her finish.
Right. They lived in the jungle. This is how racist the shit is. She was dressed like Mammy, like a maid, but they had her living in the jungle with her son. So he's skipping in and he's whistling, and he's skipping in the jungle. All of a sudden, a tiger comes out. So when the tiger comes out, he screams, and his the color of his blackness shoots off of him, and he turns white. So he's running, and the tiger's chasing him. So the mother grabs him, throws him in a dish, them dish things they used to scrub, and she's scrubbing the little black boy, and the whole thing turns black. The water turns black. So I'm like, yo, what the hell? What is So the next day, I go to the dude and I'm like, do you realize what you're selling? This racist ass cartoon. And he didn't know. It was just bootleg, but it was Looney Tunes. So Looney Tunes was in on this. Walt Disney was in on this. Like you said, I remember Tom and Jerry, and you never saw the black lady. You just saw her shuffling, like her feet would scrape against the floor, and she was dressed like a maid, but you always saw her back, or you never really saw her. You just heard her talk, and you knew that she was supposed to be a black woman. So they've been degrading us forever. Literally, they have memorabilia. It's so disgusting. Like white people actually still collect this shit with all the different memorabilia that they have of degrading black people. So this is just part of the history, and Disney's been doing this since their inception. Literally, they had their whole thing with Charlie Chan, the Chinese, but it was really more focused on destroying our images in the media. So, this is just another upgrade. This is another version, but it's 2.0, where, the Little Mermaid, we gave you a little black mermaid, but she don't have a black prince. We're going to still make it an interracial relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm lucky she got a prince, because normally they'll just have her by herself, and Sebastian, the lobster, would be her man. How Disney be rolling. So, it's just another way of traumatizing our but also trying to make it look like we're being inclusive. They're being inclusive. It's all a trick, So if you're gonna pay, I'm not gonna pay for it. I'll watch it bootleg, just like I did the Woman King. So that's what I'm doing.
My Jack Black native, I got the bootlegs for $1, boo. I'll add it.
No, I've upgraded. I got the Fire Stick, and I broke my Fire Stick. I no longer have to
come on back to the DVD, love. Come back to the DVD. It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
I didn't get rid of them. I still have them.
Oh, no, I got new Fire. Hit me in the DM. Give me your address. I'm going to send you some movies. Stop playing, girl.
Okay. All right. I land my plane on that. Thank you.
No problem, Ray. I see you done came back up here. You had dropped out for a minute, so what's up, Ray?
Nah, man, I got kicked out the stage, man. I don't know what's going on. How your Twitter spaces start acting, man. I just want to touch on what that sister was saying, because she was 100% right. They've always tried to portray us as, especially our sisters, with this mammy image. And, for those of us, dive a little bit deeper into history, that I believe it was the United Daughters of the Confederacy. After slavery, they tried to get mammy images like the one in Tom and Jerry all throughout the South, basically saying that, we didn't need to free these blacks. They basically wanted to. And I want to say it was the NAACP or one of the other organizations at the time that actually got involved and stopped it. I just wanted to touch on that. And I didn't know this either. Like I said, I've been just doing a little bit of research to our history and stuff. I didn't know that the NCAA was really started by some white folks. That's how they really got their start back then. And I can't think of that guy's name, Spingard. I believe his name is Joel Spingard. They actually started that organization kind of back in the day to find out who were going to be the black people that, could actually make a change. And they actually took that damn list of black people that were very prominent and influential, and he was taking that list and turning it into the FBI. So the FBI and, those other cats could monitor those people, man. It's a very, very deep history, because, they give out the Spingard Award for, different things, and that's where that came out from, that guy. I'm going to land there. I'm not going to get too deep.
Ray, y'all might get mad at me, but the story about Rosa Parks, there was somebody before her that actually she was pregnant.
At the end of the day,
they decided to use Rosa Parks because she had she worked for the she worked for them. And also the young girl, she was a young girl and all that. She was pregnant. They didn't want to put her out there.
I in the Matrix.
Hey, DJ, your mic on.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to cut it off and all. That's what I'm saying. Am I in the Matrix?
Oh, you want to drop you down? Or?
No. It's good, I guess.
What was that?
Go ahead,
I know the story. That sister's name was wasn't it Claudette Colvin, basically, but they didn't put her out there because, like you said, she was 15, and I believe at the time she's pregnant. So the black people at that time, they said that would be a bad image to put a pregnant 15-year-old at the time, like that, trying to represent us. But that's when they ended up going Rosa Parks. Because I believe she was like in her early or late 20s.
You were right. She was 15 and she was pregnant, and she was the one that sat on that and did all that they said Rosa Parks did. She was the one that did, actually.
Real quick, because I know we was talking about the Disney. We was talking about the princess, and if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But I remember when you had the one with Whitney Houston, and you had it was almost like an all black cast, and it was all black. And you had
Brandy
Whitney
was
Houston,
in that too.
but didn't Brandy have like an Asian prince or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so even when you have almost a totally almost all black cast, was Whoopi Goldberg in there as well too? I can't remember, but it's been so long ago. But
What about A Wrinkle in Time? You talking about A Wrinkle in Time, Sam? It's a good book, bad production.
But this was actually a Cinderella remake back in the '90s because you had Whitney and you had I think it was Fairy Godmother. So it was almost like a Disney Cinderella type spin on it or whatever. But nonetheless, you had two huge stars at the time. Whitney Houston was huge and Brandy was big time. And yet when it came time for her to even have her
Cinderella.
Yeah. And when it came time for her to have her Prince Charming or whatever, I think he was an Asian cat. If I'm wrong, I mean
it was Whitney and Brandy.
Yeah, it was Whitney and Brandy. They had it. This was a made for TV Cinderella or whatever. So this was made for TV.
Yeah, it was a big whoop they do, about it or whatever. It came on ABC because I remember it came on.
But I remember the Prince was Asian though, Asian or Hispanic or something. He wasn't black. Let's put it that way. He wasn't black. Asian, Asian. So yeah. So even then, even with the two stars you had, they still didn't even give her a black. They didn't even give her a black prince. So that just lets you know that for whatever reason, it's a real problem with white people showing black royalty or whatever. Like in terms of a man, like they don't mind showing a black woman as being a princess or whatever, or maybe even a queen to a certain degree, but they're not going to show a black man being a prince or a king. So that's another issue in itself. So while we're sitting up here, we're talking about the overall, picture of how it affects young black girls and stuff, and how great it is for them to actually see representation and see themselves as a beautiful princess or whatnot. At the same spectrum, you have the young black boys who never get to see themselves unless it's a black production, unless it's something like Coming to America or something like that. And shout out to like Michael Jackson back in the day. We remember the times. Michael, that was another reason why he got so much heat from Mr. Charlie and whatnot, because my first prominent black person to ever show actual black ancient Egypt or whatever. So props to Michael for showing that. And when he did that, all hell broke loose a couple years later or whatever. So we know what that was really about. So props to him for actually, because he had an all black production with Eddie Murphy, the supermodel Iman. He had Magic Johnson on there. All of the dancers was black and this and that. Yeah. So big shout out to Michael, because he was one of the first ones to ever show us an actual on TV, an actual ancient Egypt or whatever. So shout out to the legendary Michael Jackson for that one. But yeah,
that was
you don't get it from white people though.
Hey, News, speaking of Coming to America, man, you just triggered a memory that I had, bro. I just wanted to share it with everybody. Does everybody remember back in the day, obviously we had Coming to America, but does everyone remember there used to be a sitcom called Coming to America back in the day? And it had Tommy Davis in it, and he was starring as Prince Akeem.
Say that one
again. I remember that. I remember
that, right? I remember that. Short-lived, though, unfortunately.
Very, very short-lived. Everybody Google that. Coming to America, Tommy Davis, and he was actually Prince Akeem in the sitcom. And he had that other guy.
I don't even hardly remember that. I should remember that. I probably have to I have to see it to actually jog my memory. But damn, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was late 80s.
I put that in there, Jumbotron, about Brandy and the Asian dude.
Okay, appreciate that.
And one more thing before I yield. That character, someone thought that character was named Mammy Two Shoes.
Yeah, damn right. She was. They never showed her face, but they showed her arms and stuff like that. Like you knew it was a black lady. She be sitting up there singing a little song, and you see her dancing from behind. Her butt be moving, and she be vibing and whatnot, and this and that. And then all of a sudden, it's something like if Tom ran into all years. Oh. So yeah.
Nothing but that ain't nobody but Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Basically,
they named her Mammy Two Shoes.
Yeah, Google that. She's named Mammy Two Shoes, and I want to say she's based off a character back into an old actress. Excuse me, name. I believe her name was Lillian Randolph. I believe that's what the Mammy Two Shoes character is actually named after. Lillian Randolph.
Boy, tell me these jokers weren't racist as hell right here. Good lord. Well, they didn't even they at least back then they ain't hide it like they ain't pretend like nowadays you got to pretend and whatnot. These white folks are gonna let you know they was gonna Jesus.
But Newstoter, the original Betty Boop was black. And they made
oh really? White. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
It's based off a real woman,
bro.
A black woman. Mm-hmm. And they made her white.
I did not know that one, and I probably heard it before, but you definitely brought it back up because I definitely, if I heard it, it was so long ago I forgot or whatever. But yeah, okay.
I'm gonna find it and put it in the Jumbotron.
I got it. Her name was Esther Jones. Look that up. She was based off. She was a bebop like influencer back in Harlem back in the day. Her name was Esther Jones.
And these jokers believe in taking black culture, boy, and then cry when you take theirs or you borrow from theirs, but they can take yours all day and claim it or whatever, but don't let you take anything from them, boy. Goodness. Mr. Engaging, I see you back up.
Yeah, I wanted to touch upon something. When it comes to these roles, I've noticed when other cultures get into play, they make sure that they have a balance of both male and female that's represented. Like Mulan and like the Aztec ones, and all they made sure that they had a royalty of both male and female. My thing is, why is it specifically towards Black American people when they portray these images on the big screen? So we are being singled out,
Hell yeah, we've been singled out because I tell you, Snow White and them, they're not gonna have a black prince or anything like that on there. So they make sure that they go ahead and single out. So like I said, you've been making some excellent points tonight, bro. I have to go ahead and give you that. Before I go ahead and unmute your mic, then we're gonna go to Secret Sister.
This will be the last thing that I'm gonna yield for the rest of the night. But my thing is this: so we know all the problems, right? We know that what Disney is doing, what all these major companies are doing. I got a question: when are we going to make, or how do we make our own streaming services? I know Tariq is coming up with his thing, but how do we create more? How do we, little peoples like us get into the mix? How do we put our resources together and put something up there on the streaming platforms or make our own streaming platform? It's well beyond time and it's needed. It's not like no one's gonna watch it because I know dang well if we put something together, we'll watch it. I'm gonna yield there.
I mean, that's correct. I don't know the first thing about how to do the streaming thing, but I mean, and I know people say he doesn't really own it or whatever. I don't know, but isn't the Revolt thing that Puffy supposedly owned? Isn't that on a streaming platform? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he don't own all of that stuff, bro.
That's straight up Comcast. It's Comcast.
Yeah. These folks is running that show, bro.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking he had his own actual streaming platform or what. So you're right, Quada. How do we go about doing that or whatever? Like you say, I heard Tariq talking about doing it, but with all the money and all the stuff that these people have, like Byron Allen, I know he has a Comcast issues and this and that, and he's doing the Comcast, but Byron Allen could easily own his own streaming platform. He's a billionaire. I mean,
well, you know what?
Nobody don't want his content.
I'm sorry, what was that, Mr. Engaging?
I said nobody wants that brother Byron Allen's content.
Yeah, nobody does.
I got to stand on the square on that one. That dude used a lot of brothers and sisters, and that's quite convenient.
Yeah,
he's one that ain't allowed on our side of the wall. He has to earn his way through that little door.
Yeah, I really think people will run them off the block.
Yeah. And we don't need that. But you know what? My cousin, she had
that daggone woman that he got that ain't black.
But my cousin has her own television station, and she's, I guess she's going to get people. You know, you can buy slots on her thing, and of course we're black, so of course we get different. But it's only blacks. It's the only black thing, but it's on Roku. I do believe it's what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but Grind City. But you can. It's all your content. And if you need to use her studio, that's fine too. You can come into the television station, but her own station, and I'm very proud of her for doing that.
You got to give us that information. You got to give us that information.
Oh, okay. No problem, because that's something.
You got to close up.
But can I say one last thing? I just wanted to say, okay, we had a wonderful time, right? But when are we going to put everything to action? When are we going to start? Like, why can't we have what is it called? Dues, right? Monthly dues. With all of us, if we have monthly dues and we put it into a Freedman account, you know, we do that. Then we have something where you men, like DJ, you the bomb dizzy on this computer stuff. Start teaching some people that stuff, and then we take that into our society when we get our reparations. Like, we got to start building our society before, that way we don't be behind when we get the money. You get what I mean? And one is a bank. And I think we should pay dues and not pay attention to other people's pocket. Everybody pays.
I agree with you, but let me just get this one thing in, because I know because I definitely agree. Like I told you in your space, I definitely agree. But I asked Rome this question about the Disney whole thing. Do you think that when Disney came out with this whole idea and decided to cast, because before they actually typecasted the girl, put her in the actual role, they had to have this idea already lined up. But do you think Disney foresaw that they were going to have this kind of kickback from everybody, especially white people? I mean, did they actually sit at their board and say, when we come up with this idea, we're going to get a whole lot of kickback from a whole bunch of white people that's going to be pissed off? Do you think this was a surprise to them, or this was something that they pretty much anticipated and they're just trying to milk it for as much publicity as possible?
Man, they milking it.
Who said that? Cordell, you said that?
Yeah, I said, man, they knew, man, when they do these things, man, they know exactly what's going to happen. That's why it's hard for, that's why they have so much issues putting us up there, showing proper representation, because they know no one wants to see it, well, over in the dominant society, and they themselves don't want to see it. So when they did this, they knew it was going to be a publicity stunt. I mean, this whole thing kicked off when they had initially announced it. It all happened after the George Floyd protests and everything. It's just a publicity stunt. It's giving back, like 90s vibes. When people are fighting, talking on our issues and stuff, then they're putting up shows and cartoons just to pander to us. I'm getting a real pandering vibe to it, and they're not even doing a good job with doing it. They're not even doing a good job with that.
Because that's been that they thought about as this the space been going on. I'm saying Disney that has a multi-billion-dollar marketing team. They come with all kind of ideas and they shoot it around before they actually go and put something on wax. The experience that they have, did they foresee this here, or is this just another way of milking it and just trying to get as much publicity out of it?
They did I already know what they did. You know how they do those little groups where they get the little kids and they show them shit and get their reaction. They did like what things?
Study groups.
Focus groups.
Yeah, focus groups. That's what it is. Focus group. That's what the hell they did.
Hey, news real quick before you go into the next person. I wanted to point out, I put up in the Jumbotron, remember we were talking about Mammy Two Shoes, the black one on Tom and Jerry, where she was voiced by a white woman.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's up there. Her name was Nicole Oliver, and also put up there. It's starting from the left. If you go make your way towards the right, I put up that a picture of Tommy Davis from Coming to America when it was a sitcom. Now yield.
All right, Black Native. Let me go ahead and get your opinion on this real quick. How do you feel about what I just said? Was this something that they saw coming, or was this just a total that they just blindsided and they didn't expect it at all?
Yeah, of course white people know they people. Come on now, they know how they people going to react to this. Even before the trailer actually shown, I heard about her playing the role about a year ago, and white people had showed disdain then when they was speaking about it, and they had picked her, and white people were up in arms at that time. So of course they knew that white people weren't going to be happy about a black girl playing one of their favorite characters, Disney characters. So yeah, it was a plan, and I'm wondering, since Black Panther was coming out, isn't that of Marvel? Okay, but do Disney and Marvel
Disney owns Marvel now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right.
And they own Star Wars as well too.
And they had black people playing in Star Wars, and what happened to the guy that was playing? Who he played? I don't even know the Star Wars.
He caught a lot of heat for it. He caught because he was supposed to be a love interest of the white girl that was supposed to be a star. And the Disney executives themselves weren't they weren't even feeling that.
And that damn near ruined his career because he only dates black women, and he came out and said that. So when they did that to him, and he gave him some smoke, that almost ruined his career. You didn't see him, and I recently just saw him in a movie recently, and I was watching it. I think it was the day before yesterday. The guy that played, one of the Black Star Wars characters. So you got the Black Panther 2 coming out, which is a black woman. I think she's going to be the lead because they're claiming they can't replace Chadwick Boseman because he's dead. You could get anybody to play the Black Panther. I mean, let's stop playing these games. So they want to. This is the gender divide that they've been pushing for the past. I'm going to say, since the 70s, but really focusing on it in the 2000s. But I also wanted to say something real quick. I found the Proud Family, the black man and the white man. I tried to put it in Jumbotron. I don't know if it's there. And I also found the original Betty Boop, the black cartoon, and the original woman. And I tried to put it in your Jumbotron twice. And I don't see it up in the Jumbotrons, but it's on my page. So I'm trying to share those two pictures that I found. But I think that that they knew white people wasn't. They knew when they even they knew when they was casting her, because people were saying they didn't want no Little Mermaid when they found out it was a black that she was playing. This is before they made the movie, so they already knew the backlash was coming. Now they want to get our money. They know black people spend money. But we made Black Panther was one of the richest, I think the second richest ever Marvel movie. We did that, so they know we have spending power. So yeah, that's all it is. It's about money as well. And I'm gonna land my plane on that.
At the time it came out, it was the richest. I think it later got knocked off by the Which one was it?
I think it was Infinity Wars.
Yeah, that knocked it off.
And Game Part 1, Infinity War, yeah.
Hey, real quick, she was talking about Black Panther and how they couldn't replace it with Chadwick Boseman. Did they replace him with a Spanish cat? Because I saw a whole thing of him saying, thank you to the black community for allowing me to play Black Panther. The black community always helps out the Hispanic community, and I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, they replaced them.
Well, I know that if you saw the trailer, they're going to be fighting some Mexicans who live under the sea. I think these are the Atlantis. If you see like the backdrop, they have the Mayan temples. So I didn't know they replaced them with a Mexican. This is the first time, or a Hispanic. I thought they said they couldn't replace him.
No, they did it.
Where did you get this information from?
They did it. I saw the whole thing, and Tariq played it. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was on one of his broadcasts. I watched the whole thing of him thinking the quote unquote thinking the black community. I saw the whole thing.
Are you sure that's not the lead character from the people that's going to be fighting the people from Wakanda, because they're Mexicans, the one that the Atlantis. So because he's a king.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but it really did look like he was replacing the T'Challa.
I don't know about that, brother. We need some evidence on that one.
Yeah, I thought the sister was supposed to be replacing him.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I always thought the sister was supposed to be replacing him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought the sister was actually supposed to be, because I know because you had a lot of sisters that also was actually champion that she actually took over and replaced him as well too. So that much I don't really know. So it'll be interesting to see. Does anybody know when the release date is? It 2023 when it's supposed to be coming out?
I think so, yeah. But I think it's like an all black woman cast from what I'm seeing.
All black woman cast.
Yeah, well, not all black, but it seemed like most of the stars that because like you said, the sister is taking over. Shuri or whatever, is the one that was in Black Panther. But if you look at some of the movie posters, I'll try to post it in the Jumbotron. Give me a second.
Is anybody here planning on watching the Black Panther? Now, I ain't gonna lie, I did go and see the first one or whatever, because it was supposed to be such a historical thing and whatnot. So I ain't gonna lie, I took my oldest.
I went to go see the first one. That's only because I used to buy comic books a lot, so I know the story of Black Panther. Yeah, Team Killmonger all day. You know what I mean?
I ain't like it. I didn't go to the movies and watch it. I saw that Wolverine. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I saw it too. I saw the first one too.
Saw the first one, Team Killmonger.
Does anybody plan on seeing the second one?
No.
Wait, you said that it's some Hispanic dude that is playing him? Now, I mean, I know what Mexicans look like, and a lot of them don't look like Fabio, okay? So, like, who's playing this character that's supposed to be fighting or anything? Because last time I checked, the last war that the Mexicans got into was with the Black Americans, and they got pushed back to the Rio Grande last time I checked. So, what are they trying to say?
I think she's talking about in terms of the actual movie. So I don't.
Have y'all seen the trailer? I mean, has anybody seen the trailer? They're going to be fighting. They are Mexicans. See, that's the look. Check out who they've got us fighting in Black Panther. These are the people that live in Atlantis. They are the Mayans. That's who they look like. The Mayans. And the king. He's a character that's, I forgot his name, but he's been in Marvel for a long time. He's something like the Submariner, and he's the king of Atlantis. They're Mexicans. That's what we're going to be fighting, the Mexicans.
I always thought that Atlantis was in Georgia.
You said Atlanta or Atlantis? Like you talk about the
Atlantis.
She talking about Atlantis, the actual
they live under
mythical place Atlantis.
Yes, and they are the people of Atlantis, and he's the king. And the pyramids, they have the Mayan temples. I mean, the pyramids as the backdrop. If you watch the trailer, they show all that. Those are Mexicans that we're going to be fighting. So, they trying to, I don't know if they trying to ensue war. That's another way you can look at it too, because why
Mexicans they only been around for like what?
The company she's talking about in terms of she's talking about in terms of the Black Panther series though. Like, she's not, this is this isn't anything actual. She's just talking about in terms of the actual Marvel universe of who they're going to be fighting or whatever. So when we think about Atlantis, because nobody even knows if Atlantis actually existed or not, it's always been, just one of those things that, yeah, it possibly existed. Nobody knows for certain. So if she's talking about, and you got two imaginary places fighting, Wakanda, which we know don't exist, and Atlantis, if it did exist, who knows how many thousands of years it existed or whatever, what happened to it if it actually ever did exist. So I think she's just talking about in terms of the actual, in the Marvel verse or whatever, in terms of what's going to transpire or whatever. I haven't seen the actual the trailer, so I can say for certain or whatever. So I don't know, Mr. Engagement. I know you got your hand up. Have you seen anything to let you know who they're going to be fighting or whatnot?
Nah, man, I didn't even, brother. I don't even. I have a TV and it collects dust, so I'm the wrong brother. If it's documentaries and stuff that empower black folks, I'm all there. But with that stuff, man, I'm the wrong brother to ask on that tip.
I want to say, I think the sister was right. I was mistaken. I just looked it up. I think the guy who was thanking everybody, he was talking about him being casted as Neymar. So yeah, the sister was right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to respond to something about more or less. I think that the people at Disney knew who they were casting, if you get what I mean. The same way that they know who they're hiring on the basketball courts, if you get what I mean. I really think that they did a mental screening on this young lady. I think that she might be prone to certain things or ideologies, maybe. It's something that I want to see this.
Girl that was caught with Khloe Kardashian's one of them boyfriends. Ain't that girl that they tried to run up off the rundown? Ain't that her?
No, that's not her. That's Jordan Woods. Jordan Woods.
No, okay, this young woman is. I think she's a singer. Her name is Bailey or whatever. But
that's the one related to the Chloe baby. I know.
Yeah, I've seen their content and their music, and what I was more or less getting at, I think that these people, when they hire you or some of these jobs, they do mental screenings. They know what type of person that they get in at these jobs. They know if they're getting a bootlicker or if they're getting someone that's gonna put their community first.
But let's go even deeper. Chloe and her sister are Beyonce proteges. Mm-hmm. Beyonce is their mentor, and the sister used to be they used to sing together. And Chloe has become more famous, and she's become more sexual. You know what I'm saying? She's showing her body, because
she showed her body big time off,
right? Yeah. They were really quiet, two sisters. They could sing, they could play piano, they very talented. But Beyonce became their mentor and put her out there. Now she's damn near like Meg Thee Stallion, whereas the other sister, I guess this is her chance to shine. The Little Mermaid, because the other sister's getting all the attention. Even though it could be the wrong attention. So that's another aspect we can look at it too.
That's not the aspect that I was going. I'm saying that this woman might be prone to swirling. Even though there might not be any evidence out there, you dig what I'm saying? But I think that she might have certain ideologies that might be anti-black, that we might not be aware of, but Disney might be aware of. Because this is the same thing. I look at this same way that they might have Viola Davis for that role. She might have some anti-black male sentiments. These are some realities. What? I don't.
Her husband is black, brother. She's married to a black man.
So what? Don't mean that just because she's black. So what? Still don't mean that she might not have anti-black behavior that's against black men. That don't mean that she gets a pass. Come on now. We gotta think critically.
To give an example, if he's talking about, think of Tyrannosaurus Burke. Isn't her son? He's black too. So
Tyrannosaurus Burke. Look at her. This is to be honest. Who is she? Does she even have a man?
Hold on. She got a child? Don't say she had a child.
She got a man. Does she even like men? She
No, I just thought somebody said she had a child. That would mean somebody had to touch her. And Lord.
Oh Lord, who I
Come on now, ladies. Ladies.
I did not know
Hold on, ladies.
I did not know chaos.
Well, hold on, ladies. Let's be honest here now. There's a man out there that'll touch any woman, so let's not act like that. Like for every person out there, there's somebody. So
if
let's.
KRS-One, I guess. Yeah, I guess you are right.
That's KRS-2.
The company. I see you got. Oh, I'm sorry, Black Native. Go ahead, because go ahead.
Who's Rex? What's Bert Tamana T-Rex? What is like? Now I can see why she is anti black man. I mean, we ain't gonna lie. The chick is hideous, so we gonna keep it all the way real. She ain't getting no man, and she probably gay. But the only thing I don't know, I think it's more so money plays a lot. Money plays a lot in people's decisions. Now, Viola Davis, she's been married to a black man for 30 years. I don't know if I mean, you kind of stretching on that one. Mr. Enticement, with Mr. Enticement.
What I'm saying is life imitates art. And if you're an artist, you're reflecting what you want to see in the world and society. So we should be asking Miss Viola Davis, is this what you want to have in our black community to be endorsed and to be seen? That's my retort to you.
I think what Black is trying to say is that she's married to a black man, so I get what you're saying, Mr. Engagement, about having the anti-black type views. And she's saying, well, she's been married to the same black man for 30 years, but what Black Native is also saying that, it could be the money. Like, she may not have, I mean, let's be for real. It's a thing that people say that everybody has a price or whatever. I know some people may not have a price, but most people have a price. And if they, these Hollywood directors, let's be for real, most of these black actors and actresses, they want to be at the top of their profession. So they're willing to pretty much do whatever it takes. If these Hollywood executives make a big time move and write them a big enough check, most of them are going to go ahead and do whatever they want to do. Now, also, let's be for real. Viola Davis may have thought that character that she played in The Woman King was an empowering role for black women and stuff like that. She may actually think that this is, a big shout out to her craft and whatnot, and this is going to inspire other black girls.
Wait a minute.
I'm telling you how these people.
Can I be honest? When I before I heard anybody say anything about that movie, I'm being transparent, and I looked at that movie.
Yeah, I'll say this though, Mr. Engaging, that that's back to what Quadez said. This is why we need to start supporting our people, man. Real shit. That way we could control the narrative around our own story. That's just really what it falls down to.
Hey, News.
Hold on. Let Goddess. She was just in the middle of saying, so go ahead, Goddess.
I was just saying I was being transparent. When I first saw it, before I heard all the chatter, and I was just looking at the trailer, as a black woman, and I was just looking. Okay. I was just looking at, the movie, and as a woman, and being powerful. I loved it at first, but then I looked at it again, and I saw it for what it was. But I'm gonna admit, when I first looked at it, I saw it power.
Sorry about that. We must have hit the mute button. Sorry. Go ahead, Goddess. Sorry about that.
Hey, I can't even hear what the sister's saying, yo.
Okay, I'm going to drop you down. Go ahead, Goddess.
I was just saying, as far as the movie, if, when I first saw it, I didn't hear all the chatter going on about it when I first watched it. And I was just, and because of who she was and all the roles that she's playing, I was looking at her and not at the actual, what it was about until I watched it more than once. But as a woman watching that, I was looking at Viola Davis as far as what she's done before. And I was happy for her at that moment when I first saw it. But like I said, when I saw it again, and because I watched it more than once, I didn't like it.
Can I respond to that? Because, real talk, I stopped following with Viola Davis when she had that show, How to Get Away with Murder. and it was a black man that she was getting off, and it was a black man that died. It was something along those lines, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the message that she's sending out, and she has been taking little digs at black men. Women might not be aware of that, but brothers see that, and they on code, and some brothers don't like that shit, man. Like, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. I don't care if she's carrying a sword. I don't care if she's carrying the law. If you got something ill will to the black male community as well as like other aspects of the black community, that's the problem. I don't care if she's even married to a black man. And like honestly, the brother, I'm not gonna go into this about it, that brother, but I don't believe it. You that's how I look at it. Because I know if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't let my woman go out there on a limb like that. Period.
I think that she. Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think that she probably didn't think that she would get the reaction that she got. See, I never heard of the Dahomey tribe until this movie came out, and that's when I started, research on who were these people, and what should have stopped her was the fact that because she is Black American, because her lineage is here, and those women that she wants to represent enslaved her people. That should have been the key to maybe not wanting to take that role. But remember, she's supposed to be one of the top Black actresses out here, and I guess she feel like now she's always been like not like the main character. She's always been like the sidekick. So this was her opportunity in her mind probably to be the focus and the main character. And she probably thought it would empower when if Black women saw that movie, it would empower us. But see, we're delineating at this point, so we're not even really connecting with Africa like that. And those are the same people who enslaved our people. So I can't even find a connection with the women when I watched the movie. You know what I'm saying? So that was my take, and maybe that's what she was thinking. I'll land on that.
Black Native. But can I say something in return? Miss Lupita, which was a African woman, she was casted for the role, and she had enough courage to say, "Hey, I'm not effing with this." So, brothers and sisters, when we're gonna call a spade, I don't care if she's married to a black man or not. Look at her behaviors and actions. That's the standards that I go by. Other people might think it's for the symbolism. Look what we got her. We got her Barack Obama. He was married to a black woman too. I couldn't really entertain this because I don't want to go far to the left and get to how I really want to say about this woman. But don't be fooled. That's all I'm gonna say. If a black man says no, you might want to rethink that and ask that black man, why does he have that type of stance? And get to understand so you can be in lockstep instead of just saying, well, it's not that bad. They got a black face up there. I want at least my daughters are gonna be all right. You know how backwards that sounds?
But who are you talking about? Because I didn't say that. I said
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay, you're just speaking in general. But
yeah, I'm speaking in general. All these cases, guys.
Let me clarify my stance. I said I didn't know anything about the movie until everybody started speaking on it, and I had to do research myself. Now, she has been playing some kind of fucked up roles because I didn't like her when she helped, and she was telling that little white girl, "You was smart."
Oh my God, not that part.
You was special. Right there, I'm sitting there like, no, Viola, no. And then, like you said, How to Get Away with Murder. She was married to a white man, but she was sleeping with the black cop on the side, and she wound up framing him, I think, for murder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she been playing some trifling ass roles, and Hollywood. I mean, she don't have to take the roles, but these black actresses and actors, especially Black Americans, they taking what they can get because we got an invasion of other people playing us right now. So that it's a lot of factors, but I do think that she should have thought about. Once she did the history and found out who these people were, she shouldn't have took that role.
I'm saying I'm going as far as she didn't care. She didn't go for, I'm going to go as far as she didn't care about how she felt. She cared about getting the dollars and getting the money. And I'm going to go as further to say that I really think she was trying to hurt our community. Because she's already played roles that hurt our community and disrespect specifically black men, even if she married to a black man. So how much does she really love that black man? Like, come on, let's go there, family. Because, like, I want this woman dragged. I want both the Little Mermaid and that damn Woman King thing dragged. Because it's trash.
Well, I'll say this then, Mr. Engaging. Then what we need to do, you know, we always do. We need to get on it. She on Twitter. She's on Twitter. So you know what we do. We gonna run it. We gonna the same way they boycotting the Mermaid. We need to boycott this stupid ass movie because I love black men. I don't need no fucking woman to try to protect my ass. I want my black man to protect me. I don't want no all women. I don't even look. I love black women. I love them as my sister, but not to protect me. I don't even have women as friends. Let me just say that because you know, women in this space, y'all already know how it is. So that sit up there and try to act like they all warriors and shit together, that's a fucking lie to begin with. But my black men, I love y'all to death. We need to boycott this as black women and come against this movie because black men can't do it. We need to do it. We all need to do it starting tonight. We can come up with a template and we just keep on pushing it like we do everything else. And if you want me to start it, I will.
Well, you know, Goddess, that's already been, you know, they already have the hashtag boycott the Woman King and stuff like that. That's been trending. That's been on. You've had different newspapers like hell, Newstoter. We've curated a couple articles talking about it. She's talked about the actual boycott and what it means and this and that. But you got so many black people that also. The thing is that you have so many black people with power and money and prestige and even professors and stuff saying that that's the wrong move and this and that. You know, you shouldn't be boycotting it. So you just always have that backlash or whatever. Like I said, I haven't seen it. And, you know, I think people, if they want to actually see it, I think that if you want to see it and you want to dissect the movie and see exactly what it's about or whatever, you know, I don't have an issue with anybody doing that. I haven't seen it. I may still see it just to see actually where's the historical, how does it
I
really
have an
match
issue.
up?
I don't want people to pay for that movie. I want you to get it black market. Don't get it.
I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah, I ain't pay for it neither. I bootlegged it, and I don't have no shame telling nobody that. If y'all got a fire stick, you can go on YouTube, and they'll show you how to break the fire stick, and then you can watch all these bogus ass movies that they trying to force down our throats.
So meet your mic. I'm the bootleg king up here. Meet your mic. Meet your mic.
I don't know what y'all playing.
And I do flash drive.
See, this is the problem with.
Hey, real quick, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all get back to it, but I see we got us a guest up in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this fella go ahead and talk because I want to exactly see what he's got. We got us another guest up in the house, so let's see what this one has got to say real quick. Dr. Boomer News, go ahead and unmute your mic and go ahead and speak. Go ahead and unmute your mic, okay. Dr. Boomer.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Just hanging out in the house, you know, and just thought I'd come up here and see what's going on. What's the I showed up. I thought I'd roll on in here on my 20-inch rims. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. You got your meth on hand too? You've been smoking your meth in your trailer park?
No, sir. No. I do not partake in those types of.
Are you a legal immigrant from the European countries? Do we need to call ICE?
I'm from Portugal, actually, but I was born in America. So I'm a legal citizen.
Okay, so you came in here because we talking about the racist trolls that come out. They talk trash about the Little Mermaid movie. So how do you feel about that?
I think it's, I've seen a lot of different information, a lot of different tweets, all kinds of different memes and all kinds of stuff about the Little Mermaid. And I think that it's unfortunate, because it's just it's an entire. It's not just. I don't think it's like racist or it's not bad that Little Mermaid's a black woman. I didn't even see the fucking movie, honestly. But it's just the whole dilemma, the whole situation where like all the Hollywood and even cartoons, like everything nowadays, it's all about integrating and and it's not just about black people either. It's like transsexuals. It's just the whole woke nature of everything, and it's really unfortunate because I mean it's not going to last, for one, and for two, like they're just doing it because in my opinion, everybody in Hollywood are a bunch of psychotic Democrats, and they're attempting to win.
Hold on. Let him finish. I want to go ahead.
It all kind of. I appreciate that. It all kind of intertwines into a web of lies, and I think that they're using the, people, they're using black people and trying to convince them that they're, they want your vote, and they're just using you. You know what I mean? Just like they have for fucking 100+ years or more.
But Dr. Boomer, you said Dr. Boomer, you said you're from Portugal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Portugal. I mean, you guys know all about.
I'm not from.
Well, you're a descendant of them, but you guys know all about using people because you're one of the biggest slaveholders that there ever existed. So I mean, you guys, your entire wealth came off of the backs of other people. Now you exactly know about using people and manipulating people and enslaving them and everything else. So you would actually be an expert on that. So for a few hundred years, your people went all around the globe and they murdered and just destroyed entire ethnic groups and races and stuff like that. So you would exactly. I mean, I guess this is coming from an expert, right?
I mean, that's what like has happened with pretty much every country. I mean, that's in some type of power nowadays. It's not just Portugal or America.
I'm saying, if we're going to be honest, that Portugal, the Buddha Portugal. I mean, you guys were nobody. You were like the Europeans' toilet bowl, and you came to power basically because of slavery, because of the riches on the west coast of Africa. Without it, I mean, you guys would be forgotten. So your entire wealth. I mean, you should be thanking black people. You should kiss their ass every time you see them. Am I wrong or right?
I don't disagree with that, and I respect that, and I think that it's a different day and age now, and regardless of where we came from, we should all still be equal and still be understanding of where we came from. And unfortunately, history is a fucking awful thing of what's happened. But to say that like now all of a sudden like all the black people across the entire earth should have reparations or this and that because of where they came from, or it's not just black people.
Hold on, everybody.
We've all been enslaved.
Hold on. Only one group of people in this country has been enslaved, and only one group of people in this country actually built this actual nation. So to sit here and say that what happened across the water 5,000 miles and hundreds of years ago, really doesn't pertain to American history. In American history, there's only one group of people that actually built America. There's only one group of people that's responsible for the wealth of America. And everybody else, are really just immigrants. If we want to actually be correct about the situation. Now, you would agree with me on that.
I disagree. It's not just black people that built America. It's
actually kind of was, because how many people from Portugal have built America?
I mean, honestly, if you think about it on, a certain level, you all should, be happy that you weren't just left in Africa and left in a black hole.
why would we be happy when at the time Africa was the richest place in the world? And like I say, you guys were just coming out of the actual dark ages. You were just actually learning how to take baths. You was just actually learning how to actually not just screw your mothers and your sisters and everything else like that. So why would we? I mean, our people were walking around with wearing gold and had gold on horses and everything else. And not only that, I'm sure over there in Portugal and Spain and southern France and stuff, a lot of you have a Negro gene in you because of the dominance of the Moors. Now, you would agree with that as well. Go ahead.
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it's what it is. You know, it's how things unfolded, and it's not our fault. It's not my daughter's fault. It's not your fucking fault. It's the people that are in power's fault that have been still in power for hundreds and thousands of years through religion and all kinds of different shit. And I think that the ignorance that is being displayed by a lot of individuals like you and other people, that you think that just because
Well, come on now. I'm not the one that came out of a cave. So let's chill with the ignorance and stuff like that. So if anybody's ignorant, it would be you guys, the mountain people. So let's just kind of chill out on the ignorant, the glacier donkey type comments that you're laying on my in my room right here. So a lot of my people, they would like to actually speak to you and talk to you. I mean, I know you can do that, right?
Absolutely, I'm always open for having a dialogue and discussing situations.
We're gonna go one person at a time. So I know that you guys want to speak to him as well. So I don't want to have all the fun here. So
can I ask him a quick question before I just want to go?
Hold on one second. I just want to reiterate real quick that whenever I said ignorance, it wasn't like pertaining to just African Americans or Black people. It was.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I'm sure you're a very thoughtful fella. Of course not. It was just a slip of the tongue.
And I'm not racist. I have Black friends.
Oh, of course not. I'm sure you got Black friends, right? You got Black friends. I know.
Jamal.
I know you got. I want to go ahead and start off with this first question then, because
go ahead and ask me a question, Ray.
So obviously, the Black people that are here, we've had our wealth stolen from us for decades, generations, millennia, and things. So I just want to make sure I understand your point of view. So you think that the people that stole the wealth from us have more right to it than us as the direct descendants?
I mean, yeah. There's no real. I don't think that there's a comparison, honestly. Like, I think that now in this time and day and age, that people that live in the past and are bringing up history in the past because they feel like they're owed something, instead of actually taking action and creating a life for themselves. And
but how are people that are systematically at the bottom supposed to build wealth like that? Every time we've done it, when we built a Rosewood, when we built all these different towns, they've been destroyed by mobs of white people. And that's the problem. Y'all tell us about how we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstrap, and then when we do it, the first thing that's happened in history is that these towns, and all of our wealth has been destroyed. So it's very hypocritical for you to say that.
Well, what I don't get, like, that you build a town and then white people move in and it gets destroyed.
Wait, I just don't know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Greenwoods and towns like that. Is that what you're saying? Yes, you never.
No, sir.
You never heard of the massacre of 1921 with where was that? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fog right now.
It was in Williams. It was in Wilmington.
Guys, he doesn't know any. Guys, he doesn't know anything about American history. We should talk about when he's from Portugal, where he's from, because there is knee deep with the Dahomey tribe still in the South. So when it comes to reparations, we're coming for your ass. I'm telling you that right now. We're coming for that check all around the globe.
Right. And don't say we don't deserve it because it happened in the past. A lot of institutions are still up and running today off of slavery, off the wealth of slavery. Get out of here with that dumb shit.
I just like to say, since you said why did we dwell in the past, every year it's called 9/11. We have a moment of silence, And as far as you're from Portugal, why do you not? Why do you always have like European movies where they're showing like King Edward and you're showing the Vikings and you're reminiscing on fictitious fake history? The Moors ruled over in your country for 1,000 years. You do realize that, right? Because I know in Europe they still have all the remnants. They have the statues. They have a airplane with a black Moor's face on it. They have soccer teams that have T-shirts. So you remember that. And every year around Christmas time, in Spain, they have something where Santa Claus or Saint Nick, and they come out and dressed in blackface, and they tell the kids to always remember this day because you were scared that maybe we'll possibly, which we are going to do. It's not a possibility. We're going to push you back in the caves where you belong, where you was picking out lice and crawling on all fours and eating raw meat and sleeping with animals. That's your history, buddy. I'm just saying.
Well, first of all, I was born in America.
And then apparently your family was built.
Baby, guys.
Your family was.
You just won't let Black Native cook. Hold your horses.
And Black Native, let's let him respond as well too, so we can pass it around the room. So let's let him respond.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was just gonna say your family were failures in Portugal, and they hightailed it out of that funky country and came over here to the country that my people built. See, you a fleer. Your family, they're losers. So I just want to land on that. Thank you.
Whoa. I mean, they're not I mean, they just came here because there was additional family that someone met in Portugal, and
no, they were failures, sir. They were failures.
You don't understand the history of my family
either.
Had
family in Portugal too that they could stay and build Portugal. They were failures. That's all I'm saying.
Your family, sir, came to a country that Black Americans built up and overnight made it into a paradise. That's where your family came to, because in Portugal, you guys couldn't make it there. You couldn't hack it there. You up and you ran and you came to America. And you came to America, and everything that was built in this country, worth anything, was built by Americans. So I mean that's just a gist of everything. That's the history. Before Black Americans, there was no America. They built it, and they built it for free. But your people couldn't do that in Portugal. They left for a better life. And you know this. They probably they told you the same tale. They came over with just a shirt on their back.
Well, first of all, my mother's sister married someone in America. My dad ended up coming here and meeting my mother as well. And numerous different things. And it has, whatever the fuck you guys are saying is like ridiculous, because like I don't have like legit genetic history from Portugal. It's not like my parents aren't from Portugal. But regardless, I would say that the statement that blacks built America, yeah, I mean, you did a lot of work, but if it wasn't for the white man and for many other people of different races, America would not be what it is. Like you got
actually, sir, it would be
never happened.
All of the races came over here because the place was actually moving. That's why they came here. They came before Black people, there was no America. When Black people came here, they built it. Why do you think you had a damn Civil War and everything? Why do you think you had the British and France and everybody else trying to pick sides on what they can do? America was overnight.
The Native Americans originally built what America is.
No, that's a lie. No, stop it. I got to mute your button. The Native Americans, the white folks tried to make the Native. The white folks tried to make the.
I want to hear what.
Hold on. Before we hear it, I got to get this off. The white folks tried to make the Native Americans into slaves. When the Native Americans could not do the labor, their spirit broke. So they had to go find them the ultimate machine to go ahead and build who wouldn't break. And they found that in the Negro. And the Negro built it. Okay? The Negro was the one that went ahead and captivated this land. The Negro was the most valuable thing in North America besides the actual land itself. So no, Native Americans did not build this, sir. And you know this. Anytime a white person feel like they have to try to take credit from a black person, they want to throw every other group, including their own ethnic groups who couldn't do it, into the actual equation. It was black Americans that built it. Now stop it. You know this. Don't play dumb now. Oh, don't play dumb.
They want all lives matter.
No, well, that's racist. But regardless, I'll take it.
Racist,
I'm not racist. I'm genuinely curious of your all's opinion. People like you.
Points are old and tired and worn out. All of y'all say the same thing repeatedly. Like
what? What is it that
you all have the same
that you're tired? What did you guys do? What did you do to build America? What did you do?
Hey, listen, Dr. Boom Boom. Listen, you are a descendant of a Tevin. You know, I understand it hurts and it sucks. So when you say, what did you guys build? Our people could have a collective of 50,000 patents. The traffic light, the yellow on the traffic light, the washing machine, the cotton gin, the cell phone, the television, the computer. You could the pacemaker in the heart. Shit, I could just stay here and fucking hit you in the head.
We built the railroads. We built the colleges. What else do you want? We're responsible for that agriculture and everything else in this country.
Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second. The Japanese were too weak. They were weak, bro. You know how heavy a fucking railroad tie is, bro? Only a Negro could lift that shit, bro. Swinging the motherfucking axe. You hear the story of John fucking Henry, nigga? Sort of like, get the fuck out of here, bro. And I used to bang a Portuguese chick. Real shit. I know I fucking hate that shit, yo. Real rap, you know what I mean? But I yelled there. Go ahead, Todd.
I'm gonna let the people in the room, because I've gone in. So y'all one at a time. Mr. Engage, and go ahead, and I'll go ahead and let y'all speak, because I don't want to just go in by myself. So Mr. Engage, and you go ahead and you speak, and then we're gonna let you speak too, Doctor. It's only fair. You came in there.
I appreciate it. I'm learning.
Okay, well, you can't listen. You came to the right place to learn, my friend. You came to the right place to learn. You came into the right space tonight, so you're gonna learn, my friend.
Whenever I send a laughing emoji, it's just because it's
you're sarcastic.
Oh, of course. We know it's all an accident. We know you guys you guys never mean to do anything, so we know that.
Because you talk about lifting railroad ties, and there are a lot of white men and a lot of Mexicans and a lot of different individuals.
Mexicans didn't build the railroads in America, my friend. It was black people that built in the north and the south, and then the Asians came and they finished it off in the west. So we were the ones that got the railroads built, my friend. So let's stop the nonsense here, Mr. Engage, and let's do it one at a time.
Dr. Boom, I'm gonna have a couple of questions. Are you a real doctor?
I have been at one point. Why do you ask? What's your question?
A doctor of what medicine or what science, if you mind me asking?
Doctor of psychology.
Oh, so he's not a real doctor. Okay, cool.
Wait, guys. This, we gotta. He's coming. He's a psychologist or a sociologist, wherever those ologies are, and he's up here trying to. Why are you so obligated to be in this space with your field of study? What do you?
Because I'm just curious about the whole situation with them.
They're learning from us.
One person at a time. Let Mr. Engaging go. Mr. Engaging, go ahead and ask him, and let's keep it to a minute so we can go and get to everybody else that wants to ask a question.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, you don't have your university up there like that. You don't have your things up there. So I'm looking at you very skeptically. And then you said that your people emigrated over here. So you took a spot from a Black American person who can utilize that education more effectively than what you've been displaying. So, yeah, I'm very concerned about how the American system is really educating you as a doctor and how effective you are in this American society to actually do the right thing. So, again, what are your hopes to you gain from in this space? Or what do you hope to do with this knowledge?
Well, that's a great question. There's a multifaceted level of understanding how people like you and others here like live their life and how they operate and what they're going to do with what they're learning. It's kind of like did you all ever see that movie with Wesley Snipes? I think made it. It's called the Black KK or
no.
No, it's a really good movie.
We live in reality, brother. We don't live in.
No, I mean it was about like yeah. Anyways, I'll move on from that. But I would say that I don't put publicly out there my actual real name and who I am because obviously over the years Antifa and Black Lives Matter target people and they attempt to do nefarious things. And I'm honestly scared for my family and other people because of how I've spoken up in the past, and I don't want to be associated and attacked by animals.
So you make
wait.
Okay, Mr. Engagement, we're gonna come back. We gotta move it around. We're gonna come back to you, Mr. Engagement, but let's get to Ruckus. He's new in the house. Let's let Ruckus ask a question. Ruckus, go ahead and unmute your mic real quick.
I appreciate that a lot, right? That's what I'm getting.
Basically, yeah, he has a lot of controversial viewpoints, and he wants to be able to share those viewpoints or any pushback. And when he gets the pushback, you know what I mean, he's afraid of the repercussions, around that. No issue. Like, believe it or not, I'm black, and I'm not even a Democrat. So that's the cool part about it, right? So I'm actually probably not too far off from the economic policies. But when white folks do it, it's for a whole different reason. I grew up around you guys. I know. Like, you're doing psychology on us. You don't think we're doing psychology on you fuckers too? You don't think we understand how white people think? You don't think we're actually looking at you guys' mindsets? We're looking at everything, right? But you guys come in here trying to hoorah with us, yada yada with the wolf, right? But at the same time, just come and be yourself. Be honest. Right now, you're being intellectually dishonest. You're being disingenuous, right? Come in here and be you.
I'm being honest. I mean, I actually have a black.
My name is Tyrone, bro. I don't give a fuck about your black roommate. I got a white baby mama. So what? Right? So the fact is, right? What the fuck does it got to do anything? Nothing. Okay?
It does because a lot of people, because of my views, think that I'm racist, and I'm not.
Share them, and we'll decide.
I mean, you guys have already called me fucking white. When I first came up on stage, you all said. No, I don't. I mean, I call my roommate calls me a fucking nigger sometimes, and I call him a nigger.
There we go, white boy. That's what you wanted to say the whole time, wasn't it? We knew your crack ass couldn't help it. We knew it. I'm glad you went ahead and said it. Couldn't help yourself because you white boy. But that's fine. I want you to stay in here. I want you to get some of this work here. So we're gonna move around because everybody wants a piece of a poly.
I was just say this too. We can't play into this game that white people don't know history.
Listen, I don't even listen. White people understand history fine, so I don't even listen. He wanted to come in here and troll, and this is what the title says. It brings out the troll. Okay, so he wanted to come in here and troll or whatnot, so he gonna troll. We gonna let him troll. We gonna troll right along with him. We gonna have some fun with this dude right here. Okay.
Hey, we got new speakers.
Hold on. Could I just say something real quick?
You cannot.
No, we don't want to hear you say nothing right now. You're gonna get a chance to defend yourself.
Let me roast him a bit. You said animals, and you thought that slipped past me. You mean your people who were Republicans that went in on January the 6th and was shitting and pissing in the hallways in the lobbies of the Capitol and using their hands? That's the animals you must be talking about. See, you try to come and analyze black people, but we already analyzed you. We knew why you came in here. You're trolling.
No, I'm not trolling.
You're trolling, sir. You're trolling.
No, man. I was not. The only reason I said the N-word.
Yes, you said you have a black friend.
Excuse me.
That's so funny.
No,
We got too many people talking at one time. Black Native, I'm gonna have you ask a question real quick. Go ahead and ask him something. We know the dude's a troll. That's his whole point of being here. I saw him coming here. I know he's a troll. The other person, Timo, I'm not sure who that is, so we're gonna find out as well too. So we want to move it around the room so everybody can get a question in. I'm gonna go to you, Black Native. I'm gonna let Enough get something. I'm gonna let Goddess say something. If the co-hosts want to say something as well too, so we just trying to move it around and get it so everybody can go ahead. So go ahead and ask them or whatever. What this dude got to say really doesn't matter. So go ahead.
Right, you're absolutely right. Newstoter. I like to ask this fictitious doctor who probably doesn't have a degree, who probably shovels shit in a barn somewhere. You know, I really want to know, what is your issue with Black people getting what we deserve when Ukraine is being sent billions and billions and billions of dollars every other week for a war that we have nothing to do with? Now, I'd like for you to answer that, Mr. Neanderthal.
I would gladly answer that. And it just, I think that it is a disgrace, actually, to everyone in America and everyone in the world that deserves more reasonable than what this current administration is supporting. Because those people don't give two shits about America, whether it exists, whether it doesn't. They don't give two shits about Europe. They're just, it's awful, I think. And it's not the way that it should be happening. And unfortunately, they're using
Do you think
it.
the money that they're sending over to Ukraine, they can actually give Black Americans who are for over 400 years of free labor and receive a dime? Do you think they could take that money and put that towards our reparation package?
No, I don't. I don't think anybody should deserve any reparations. I think everybody should, it's been a clean slate for since like the 60s or whatever, whatever.
Mute your mic, right? Mute your mic. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Ray.
Wait, hold on for you.
I think I can answer that.
Who said that? I'm not sure.
That's me. Thank you for having me up, by the way. My question, and I think that
everybody got muted. What's going on?
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was just. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you add something real quick, Timo. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be real quick with this because I think it ties in exactly with what you guys are talking about right now. My question to the space, and anyone can answer: when are Black people gonna stop crying and whining and begging and complaining to the white man and
I knew this guy was another shine right here. I knew it was a magpie. I knew because I looked at his look. Yeah, I looked at his little profile page or whatever, and I knew that this was a magpie right here up here speaking. So I wanted to see what he had to say. So he wanted to come in here. So we got two of them. Like, tell me this title didn't bring the trolls out here tonight. Tell me it didn't bring them out. And whoever the hell is this cat dude, I don't know who this is. He coming up here. But we starting to see a bunch of trolls coming into this space. A bunch of trolls. So let's exactly see what's going on here tonight, because we got a bunch of trolls coming into the Newstoter space.
We're gonna turn this thing into a roast session. Let's get it.
Let's keep. Okay, Timo.
So when are Black people gonna start living for themselves? Stop blaming and carrying on all of this hate and anger, and start living for themselves. Stop identifying with their.
Mute your mic, nigga. I'm eating a chicken sandwich, yo.
First off, nobody is full of more hell and hate than your people who done went around the entire world colonizing and victimizing people. And you sound like one of these half-breeds up there talking as well, too. Like, did you got a black daddy and a white mama? Tell me, are you a mulatto?
Bro, stop. So, can you answer my question? When are Black people going to stop blaming?
Answer my question, douchebag. Are you a mulatto?
I asked a question first, and I would just...
I said, dummy. Answer my question, because you sound like one of these half-breeds who hate himself. Are you a mulatto?
You can't keep muting if you want an answer.
You're gonna answer, dumbass, like I said, or you can go ahead and you can step out. At least the white boy knows the answer when he's spoken to. Now I want your half-breed ass up here and speak and tell me what you are.
See, black people can't have a discussion. They have to.
Mute your mic, nigga. Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
Speak,
they have to control the space.
Hey, dumbass, I'm gonna give you one more warning, then we just gonna focus on the white boy because, like I said, I know a self-loathing Negro when I hear one. So I'm gonna give you one more chance, dumbass, to say that you're half-breed or you're black or you're white or whatever. You got one more chance before I kick you out the damn space. Now, are you a mulatto?
Why you hate yourself, yo?
Why you a mulatto? I'm talking to you, dumbass. Are you a mulatto?
I'm talking to you. I'm totally against these niggas. Right? I'm saying let them rock those. Other black folks got them. We got them. We gonna come be on the fence.
We got this, Newstoter.
We got this. You gotta use this.
Yeah, you don't have to get emotional, dude. So my question now. So now that I answered your.
Listen,
now that I answered your question,
I only get emotional when I leave your mama's house.
Yeah, and any male that is emotional is a girl. Any male that is emotional is a girl.
Yes. At least I don't have a damn sex doll at my house that I have to play with every night.
Are you assuming that? Because you should never assume making ass out of you and me.
Because I can hear the bitch in your voice, boy. That's why I'm assuming.
You're the one getting emotional, News.
No, you're the one. You came in here. You came in here like a girl crying up here talking. When are black people gonna stop doing this? And when are black people gonna stop? You came into a black space and you started crying about what black people gonna do. So shut your dumb ass up. And in fact, the room is right. I'm gonna let them cook you. I'm gonna just fall back. Go ahead and talk.
Because all you do is cry and whine up.
Hold on, mute your mic, nigga. Mute your mic.
Asking for reparations, begging and whining for free stuff. When
mute your mic, nigga. Mute your mic, nigga. Fuck all that.
You know how stupid you overcome by forgiving your parents.
Mute your mic, nigga. We don't want to hear none of that shit, bro.
Hey, no. Let him go ahead and speak. DJ,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Let him go ahead and speak so the room can go ahead and get him.
I got you. Hold on a second.
See, black people can't have a conversation. They have to control everything because they're emotional. And that's what I'm trying to talk about, is by rebuilding the man, by overcoming that nature that you have, by going and forgiving your mother.
Violence that we want to play for this clown.
So, can you answer my question? When are black people going to stop begging and whining and complaining and begging the white man for free stuff?
Probably when the white man stops stealing everything, dumbass.
The white man, all they live on is free stuff.
Go ahead and answer his question.
They the biggest leeches on the planet. About somebody being a leech. Y'all niggas since you came out them caves. Let's stop.
I'm going to answer your question.
You wouldn't be nothing if we didn't come out the caves, but by the way.
Perfect. No, you perfect. You wouldn't be nothing right now. You should go up and get back up in there soon.
Yeah, enough. Go ahead and say something.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Newstoter and Ray and everyone else on this stage. Good evening. So I have a couple of questions because I'm really trying to figure out, you're saying that I'm not sitting around waiting on the government to do anything for me, right? But what I am asking the government to do is pay a debt that is owed to my ancestors, right?
That they
for something, that they said that they were going to give to my ancestors, that 40 acres in a mill, right? And so I'm not sitting around like, oh my God, I got to wait on this check. Oh my God, like I can't work. I've been pulling myself up by my bootstraps, right? Because that's what you guys want us to do, right? We're all doing that already, right? We're all working. You think we're just sitting around waiting on a check? No. But we are advocating, right? Because the government wants our votes. They want us to participate in this government, right? While still owing us a debt. It just doesn't work like that, right? Bingo. And so if I owed you a debt, right? If I told you that, hey, I was going to pay you this amount of money and I didn't pay you that money, right? What would you do?
I would wish you well and send you on your way. I wouldn't hold on to things. And I wouldn't hold a grudge because the reason why black people, can I...
let's
I
enough
had
go.
to mute that real quick because he's talking that bullshit. So if you want to talk about manhood,
but a man just robbed from you, and you just gonna sit back and just say, "Well, I wish you well, even though you just stole from me." You're like a fucking idiot. See, weak men can't hold a conversation like Ray and News. They get emotional like their mothers because they identify with their mother's their spirit. Because as a kid, they were turned away by.
Listen, dumbass. The only one that's getting emotional, like I say, you came in here like a woman talking about black people. You were ready to cry. I just didn't have a handkerchief handy to give it to you. You came in here talking about black people because, let's be for real, a black kid used to kick your ass growing up every day. So now you want to sit behind your little computer or your phone or whatever. And you she would even be saying all of this stuff. So let's be honest about that. And nobody's more emotional than your white mammy. Okay, let's be honest here. Nobody's more of a actress and puts on damn acts than your white Karen ass mammy. So, I forgot. You probably do. You have a white mammy, a black mammy, or what? Because I can hear it in the voice. I know you're not all white. I know you want to be all white, but I know you're not all white. So what are you again, mutt?
So you identify with skin color and not realizing that this is a spiritual battle between good versus evil and right versus wrong. You have the nature of.
Listen, I can't do this. I can't do this dude no more. I gotta kick him out the room. We can focus on the other white supremacists or whatever, but I can't just deal with this dude right here no more. Like, I mean, really. I mean, that's it. Like,
he's coming here with them damn Jesse Lee Peters talking points, talking about good versus evil and spiritual battles. These are the same exact argument Jesse Lee Peterson uses, bro. We've already heard them. The bullshit. Go ahead and let them go, bro. You're lost. Go ahead and just bow out gracefully.
Yeah, like I can't. Now we can deal with this other peckerhead.
I gotta address something real quick.
I want to ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why did you feel the need to think it would be acceptable to say the N-word on this stage in front of a whole bunch of
That was
people?
their word, though. They
because Ruckus said it, and it was like part of.
Ruckus,
I mean, I didn't bring it up.
You've been speaking. Can I?
Oh, go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
Thank you. No. So because Ruckus said it, he's a black man, right? And I'm pretty sure Ruckus said nigga and not nigger.
No, he said. No, he did not.
I said cracker. That's what he said.
No. He said the N-word.
Okay, but why do you think it's
No, he didn't say GIA. He said the ER, okay? I would have never said that.
Doctor, let me ask you a question. Would you come to the hood or to the ghetto and scream nigger or only on a space? Because I'm starting to
obviously
see a
not.
trend with you people. You people are not going to say these things to our face, but you feel the need to say things on spaces, you know? So if you wouldn't say
that's
it
what
in person,
Cal would do.
That's a dumb question. Like, I would never do that.
But see, the difference between
Unless I already
you
friends
I would go
with them and they like,
listen to what I'm saying.
they said it was cool.
Listen to what I'm saying, doctor. I would go up to a white person and call that nigga a cracker. That nun nigga a cracker. See, that's the difference between me and you. I don't give a fuck, right? You wouldn't come to my hood. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You wouldn't come to my fucking hood, okay, and say nigger and not get your ass beat. That's why you wouldn't go over there.
Well, you wouldn't come to my hood and call myself a cracker and not get beat either. All right? Put it that way, all right?
You think black people are not scared of white
Hey, this new dude that came in here, I will speak it because he looks like another troll. So anybody that looks suspect, do not allow them to come up here and speak. Whoever this radar skeleton dude or whoever, this dude tell me he's Christian and he's pure and this and that. Like I said,
hey, he's cooking, bro. I thought we was gonna cook him. That's why I let him up.
But we got too many up here. Once we start getting more than one at one time, it just bringing the room into chaos. If it's just one at one time, we can handle it. But 2 and 3 of them talking stupid like that, it just really makes the conversation just go too much. So,
that's on me. I want to give him some smoke.
Yeah, keep one up here at one time, and if he stays around, then we'll bring him up here and roast him too. Go ahead, enough.
Bring Nordos up.
No, I'm done. I just wanted to let him know to keep the same energy in person around other black people, right? Say those words in front of other black people, in a group of black people, just like how it's just you here. do that.
Well, listen. That's not my objective.
Keep the same.
That's not.
But then why do you feel the need to come and tell us what you and your one black friend do?
Like
I
Joe
don't know
Rogan.
why white people think just because you have one black friend.
Why do you think it's okay to think the way that you think?
That makes you not racist, sir. It's
here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Dr. Boo up out of here, put him to listener, and this other one that's in here, let's go ahead and bring him up and hear what he's got to say. So
hey, news. This one black friend was that fucking Chigo guy, the one that came here talking that Just Leaders and shit, and he invited him in the room.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. And Skeleton, Rad Skeleton, what do you got to add to the conversation tonight? Rad Skeleton, what do you got to add to the conversation tonight?
Just like the conversation, and I just wanted to partake.
Okay, so what's your opinion on the topic tonight? Because I know you heard some of the stuff that was going on. So what do you think about the actual title of the room?
I haven't seen the new Mermaid movie. I just really like the original one a lot.
Okay, so what do you think about all the racist stuff that's been coming out about the girl?
I don't think racism is real.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. You're showing them Aryan bloodlines. I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm glad you
Newstoter, can I say one thing real quick? I know I've been interrupting a lot. I won't do it that often, right? Check me out, right? When it comes down to the Little Mermaid, right? I kind of agree to a degree. Simply because Little Mermaid, we all known her as a white chick, right? From the time we was kids. So instead of instead of everybody black facing Little Mermaid, why can't Hollywood come up with a better script in a black movie around a black princess or celebrity, whatever else themselves?
But why does it matter? This is my thing.
I'm kind of with that.
We live
I feel like us black
we live in a. But my thing is,
look, Uncle Ruckus, you being real
matter.
Uncle Ruckus right now.
Nah,
all
I
swear, you are literally all off
but
code.
literally though, why can't we have another black character?
You are simply siding with the white supremacists against your own.
Oh, they don't like that, Ruckus.
But that's a good name for your ass.
I'm just saying that we can have our own black character.
Okay, I missed what did Ruckus just say? Real quick, Ray.
I already got you. I'll repeat for you real quick, right?
Well, what did you just say?
Okay, basically what I said was, it's intellectually, and it's kind of like.
No, you didn't. What did you say? I agree with him. So make sure you say
I agree with the point that why paint a white character that we all know is a white character black when we create a whole black character? We create a whole different series of a black character where our daughters can grow up proud of it versus us making a white, historically white into black. Why can't we just create a black character and keep them black?
Hey, that's a really good point.
I'm sorry.
Man,
can I finish?
In the transatlantic slave trade, they dumped probably 1 million Africans in the water, and now y'all really concerned because one of them turned up black?
Bringing it back to the transatlantic slave trade.
What are you talking about? We're talking about movies right now, bro.
But can we speak about how
I'm starting to really. Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
You see me, guys.
I'm really starting to believe, Ruckus, that you are a fucking racist behind a fucking picture.
I'm black.
Yeah, he's a problem.
No, you're always siding with white people. You are
black.
always.
I got my bloodline to prove it.
You always siding with white people. What is your problem?
I'm not siding with them. I said it's better for us to create our own black character.
This is not the first time we've been in a room with white people.
A black illustrator,
and you always siding with white people. I cannot.
Why can we not bring that?
Enough. Now we got a brother named Ruckus in the white side of white. I mean, let's you know what?
Word.
I mean, at some point, you just got to know. Okay. Oh, who is this one? Phil Gibson.
Nah, he denied right. Next up.
I just want to ask, do y'all have issues, since you have an issue with the Little Mermaid being black, literally watching someone break down every scene where white people have played other ethnicities. Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt. That we can go on a list. Playing black people in blackface, playing Asian people, playing Hispanic people. White people, this is what you do all throughout Hollywood for years. For years. So you have now.
Don't forget they took part music.
Right. You have a problem now with a fictional cartoon. It's a cartoon, mind you, of the cartoon character being played by a black person when this is what your people have done. I mean, I need to go pull up. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking and find all of the different characters that white people have played. Native Americans, they have played black people, they have played Asians, they have played Hispanics, they have played Hawaiians. You play every other race of people. This has been going on since Hollywood came into existence. But you didn't have a problem with that, right?
No, not at all.
You didn't have a problem with when white people pretend to be other races of people.
Maybe they were just good actors that did the job better.
No. Well, she's a good actor.
No,
she's
instead of making white
talented.
characters black, let's make black characters great black.
Yeah, I'm with Ruckus on this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
This is ridiculous.
But
cannot.
Come on now. Y'all do Mermaid with the whites our whole life. Stop it.
This is the degeneracy of
you
white
are
people.
racist. You are racist towards your own. If you are black racist, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Ruckus, not that bad, man.
You ain't never seen
but
the
we can't
Boondocks?
get an original black
Never watched the
character.
Boondocks?
Yes.
No, we have so many creative black minds.
Hey, we got to do one person at a time, y'all.
One at a time. So for the record, for the record, hold up a minute, for the record.
And hold on, DJ. The Ruckus, you already got your say in this, so we moving to Black Native.
Hey, real quick.
Right, Ruckus. I mean, you literally sat here and you have two white supremacists.
I mentioned them, you don't want me to respond. Go on.
You can respond to what I'm saying. I'm
just the host said I could.
After she done.
Okay, let me finish.
Why do you think I'm a white supremacist?
Two white supremacists in here attacking black people, but I guess because you picked that profile, so that's your actual style. Yeah, it is.
Totally different, right?
That's why you picked it.
Totally different, right?
No.
Why do you think I'm a white supremacist?
No, because you said
can you explain that, please, ma'am?
You the good coon that's up there. I agree myself. I agree with you. That you'll turn. And see, this is the thing. Why are you even in this space? You wasn't saying that until they came in this space.
Fuck their culture. What the fuck are you talking about?
We want to make Little Mermaid black.
Fuck their culture.
You've been in this space for a long time. You didn't say anything like that until white people got in here. And you sat in here and you did not say, well, you know what? I kind of disagree. You didn't say that.
You shut the fuck up. Don't talk to my sister.
Y'all. Holy hell. Look at all the trolls that we got trying to come up in here tonight.
Oh, no, I'm kicking them out. They all getting out.
Well, we got, wait. We got an Aunt your mama up in here. Okay, we got it. I got to see this. I'm sorry. This one here's got to come up. The Aunt your mama one got to come up. This is ridiculous here. This is what I'm talking about. This is the blatant disrespect. What in the hell? Hey, Aunt your mama, since you want to be Aunt your mama, go ahead and unmute your mic and please.
Hey, look. Check this out. Hold on a minute. The motherfucking actual picture of a fucking poodle with a fucking McDonald's hat, but he just recently, or she, changed their fucking picture to Aunt your mama. So don't even let this motherfucker speak, yo.
No, I gotta hear this. This magpie stuff. Come on, Aunt your mama. Come on. You done came into a black space with an Aunt your mama profile. What do you gotta say? Come on, Mutt. Speak it up.
I mean, come on. If you're gonna troll, at least make it funny. Make it interesting.
Yeah, at least. I mean, come on.
Just really like maple syrup.
Come on, get some of that dirt out of your ear that was in that cave. Come on.
Your ass up.
Yeah, we
Dude,
thought
it's a white character that's historically white.
Shut your ass up. Who gives a fuck?
Original black character.
So what? And if you feel that way, keep it to your motherfucking self. Why tell a whole room of white people? Why would you tell a whole room of white people?
guess Aunt your mama couldn't hang. So we got another. I guess the bird dude. He's disconnected or whatever. So I ain't never seen this many trolls come up in the Newstoter space ever. Like this has been crazy, right?
And what's they're not even funny. Like I ain't, if we're gonna sit here, at least make it worth my time. Let me at least get a laugh or two.
I mean, really, like the only one that was somewhat interesting and he sucked was the Boomer News or whatever. And the other one the other one came in here. He was so sensitive and whatnot. That when are black people gonna stop? Oh my God, Boomer News. I guess Boomer News is gone now. It's been a bunch of trolls coming into this thing right here. Like we'll put the rad skeleton back up in here. Boomer, we're gonna put your dumb ass back in here in a second too.
Bruh, we gotta stop muting us every 10 seconds, right? All I'm saying is here, black folks are very talented. We can create our own black character. We can illustrate our own black characters, how we want them to look. We can create our own original screenplays. We are writers. Okay? So versus us having to take the old script and make it
okay, Ruckus, let me add this part right here because you've been going for a minute. So let me add this part. What you saying? Okay, I don't have a problem with. But the point of the thing is that whether we could do this or do that, the point is that they went out here and they have just abused this girl, talked all kind of noise to her, called her all kind of names other than child of God or whatever. So whether we could just use a whole nother character, this and that.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, so that's the title of the actual room right here, is the way the disrespect that they showed this 22-year-old girl for no reason. So I get what you're saying, that we can create our own character, we can do this, we can do that. That's true. But nonetheless, we didn't create our own character. The girl didn't hire herself. It was white people and Disney who went ahead and said, you know what? We want to have a black woman in this actual role. So besides all of that, was that the point for these people to go out here and to dog this girl like that? Grown people, no. You got people starting Facebook groups, you got people starting supposedly Christian Facebook groups, because we know white people are the best Christians in the world, so they sitting up here with their Christianity, talking about what would Jesus do and all this nonsense, and starting Facebook groups. So,
but for example, let's say we made Dave Chappelle white, in the future. Let's say we made Tupac white.
They did. They made my.
Well, hold on. Wait. Hold on. First off, this is a cartoon that we're talking about, okay? I was around when The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is a cartoon. It's not even a real person. Okay, Dave Chappelle. And wait a minute, Michael Jackson. They had a movie by him some years ago, and they had a white boy playing him. Okay.
I like what you're saying, Ruckus. You're making a lot of sense.
Of course he is, because anything you think that's gonna.
That's Ruckus' brother. That's his home.
Ruckus ain't making no sense. You stupid, bro. You said that shit earlier that we need to control and have our own shit. Shut your mouth, man. This is why y'all all need to get the fuck out the room right now, because nobody give a fuck. You know what I mean? Y'all wouldn't say none of this shit to nobody's shit. And sister, no. Yeah, you can't be racist if you're black, but you can't be a bigot. That's the whole purpose of what a ruckus is. You know what I'm saying? You're in here to cause ruckus. So for that being said, if you never watched the Boondocks, you need to get on it, because Uncle Ruckus was real definitely a piece. I think to disrespect you, but if you saying that we need to do all this, that, and the third, and you siding with these motherfuckers on the side, you a fucking goddamn cool nigga, bro. I don't understand why niggas don't understand that shit. You're trying to compare a damn cartoon to Tupac, a Dave Chappelle, a damn cartoon that did, and not only that, like I said, it was the white people that came up with the idea of putting this girl in there. So that's not the point of if we did this, we did that. The point is that you had people up here disrespecting her. Okay? That's the point. That's a simple point. It shouldn't go that far. You as a man, Ruckus, as a black, be like, hey, you know what? I don't agree with them putting a black person in this cast or whatever, but nonetheless, nobody should be sitting up here personally attacking this girl. You shouldn't have it to the point where damn YouTube has got to disable the comments because you got a 1.5 million dislikes and people sitting up here putting this girl with Newports and chicken and everything else, every stereotypical nonsense thing about black people up here, and you sitting up here trying to like downplay it, bro. What are you talking about? That's why you gotta drop that coon nigga, yo. Real shit. You be disrespecting you all cold, son. We don't agree with the motherfucker. Bro. Like, I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't know what. Start with your motherfucking peoples until further notice, Ruckus. You know what I'm saying? But you love the white man so much, that white ice cold, y'all. trying to tell you that white is cold, man. Dang, yo.
I don't even understand how you can even go down here, man. I mean, we gonna remove you from the speaker, bruh. You can stay in the room or whatever, but
hey, you know one thing we do need to do, right? Definitely need to bring that operation draft up since you're bringing up Daisha. You need to trade your motherfucking ass, nigga. I don't know what white boy out there we can trade your bitch ass for, nigga. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Word up, but we gonna find some fucking body, yo. Know what I'm saying? Real shit. Go ahead.
And you guys trade me for Ruckus?
This other one, yeah, you can raise up too, bro. Because you ain't. I mean, at least be funny, like Ray said. We don't even feel like hearing this dumb shit that you saying. Cole, I'll let you come back here because you were saying a little something. So, what do you want to add to it? Because your other comrades, they pure bitches. So, what do you got to say about it? Cole, you there?
I got my hand up. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I want to hear what this dude here got to say. Cole, what's up?
Oh, I was just wondering why, if they're gonna cast like a black Little Mermaid, why didn't they pick like a hot girl?
Okay, so what's wrong with the way this sister look?
I don't know. Hard to place it.
Because now you were in here before and you tried to talk like you had some sense, but I mean, I'm pretty sure she looks better than your girlfriend, right? Do you have a girlfriend or do you have a boyfriend? I'm sorry, I know how things are nowadays.
I don't know how to answer the question and not be called.
Mute your mic, nigga. Mute your mic, nigga.
Don't mute him. Don't mute him.
Palmer and her five friends, yo. Bessie Palmer and her five friends.
Don't mute him. Don't mute him. Go ahead. Which one of y'all want to ask him a question?
I want to know, why are y'all so corny and your jokes are so dry?
I mean, really, like, it ain't got
y'all don't have no kind of It's like y'all sitting back, what you over there playing with your mama's?
Well, you know, we're kind of
like, y'all have no sense of
you
humor.
can't joke with black people.
Y'all lame.
Like, I wonder why you have wigs.
I don't know.
She probably has a wig.
Mute your mic for sure. White women wear all the wigs, yo. Y'all the main ones wearing the wigs and the extensions, yo.
She probably has wigs the same reason you have ticks and fleas. You ever thought about that?
Scratch.
Go scratch with your hind legs, boy. What are you talking about?
Coral, go wash your feet. Boy, that help is across the street.
Has the same type of hair as you, Coral. Y'all have the same type of hair, literally. I know
soap and water, toothbrush and the comb. Coral, you should use it.
You're corny.
Hold up. Soap and water, toothbrush and the comb. Coral should use it before you stand alone.
Hey, enough. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me enough?
Yeah. Are the chips flowing in?
No, I said enough, dumbass.
Damn, you dumb, bro.
Whoa, I mean, good Lord.
Coral, go wash your feet. Boy, the help is across the street. Jokes.
I think enough might be gone. Black Native, you had something you want to ask this dude here? Because I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if y'all gonna troll, I mean, you gotta come better, because y'all corny to me. It's like y'all lame.
You're the ones that
You're not even funny. Like, why are you even wasting our time talking to you lame dudes? Like, you probably ain't got no girl. You probably about to hang yourself tomorrow or jump off a bridge. You seem like a loser. You live in your mama's basement probably. She probably getting welfare checks and y'all living in a trailer park. Your father's probably on it right now and you just mad at the world.
His father's probably his uncle, if you think about it.
Right, his grandfather's probably his
father. At least I know who my ancestors are, huh?
You don't know anything, dumbass. You come from a damn cave. What are you talking about?
It's from a reef, okay? I'm just a piece of
coral. Come from a damn cave. What are you talking about? You came from underneath the ground. You burrowed out of a hole. You slithered out of the ocean, and then you went in a cave and mutated. What are you talking about, dumbass? You came from nowhere.
I like this. Are you talking about?
I'm glad you like this. I'm glad you like this.
Y'all the original lizard people, yo. Don't forget now.
Really? Shut up.
Didn't y'all queen just die? Didn't the lizard queen just pass?
That's my queen.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. That's your queen. My queen.
We was.
She's the queen.
Hey, Adonis, you got your hand up. What you
Cat
got to say?
coming to America.
Adonis, what you got to say?
Hey, family. So I just wanted to say, I've been seeing a lot of hatred, and most of that has been coming from the Asian community as well as the white community. I find it interesting how they got a problem when, a talented black woman is cast in this role, but they don't have a problem when white people change the race of Jesus Christ. When white people portray Egyptians, we know black people were the Egyptians. Egypt is in Africa. There's no way those light-skinned white people could survive in Africa. So I find it strange. They're hanging on by a thread, and they see that black people are gaining power in media. We run our own studios. We got beautiful, strong sisters that are playing these roles, and I want to see more of that. Who cares what they think? We got to stand up and be unapologetically us. We do it better. I can assure you that girl did not get that role because of her skin tone. She got it because she was 10, 20 times better than any white bitch that walked in the room. Because that's how it works. We have to be 10 times better. We have to be perfect. So shout out to her.
Do you think she was abused like every other Disney star?
Shut the fuck up.
God, she probably was abused like your sister was. What are you talking about? I'm sure. Go ask your sister was she abused.
Dan Snyder's probably had his way with her.
About a family dog, yo. Was she abused by a family dog? I have a Rottweiler baby, Joe.
Don't you have a hamster that you have a date with, my boy?
Take tomorrow your black sisters if they were.
Go get your gerbil out of your hamster, whatever you do with it, and stick it where you know where to stick it at. Okay?
Y'all smell that? Y'all smell that? I smell pussy.
Don't take your hamster and shove it. Okay, Cave Boy? We've had enough of you two as well. So I mean, my goodness, like nobody, they were right. Like, I mean, these were the corniest people ever. We allowed y'all to come in. And this is how white supremacy works. They see a title of a serious topic, they decide to come in here because they couldn't take it. This is white. This is the white male's point of view. You enjoy attacking girls. What are you talking about?
Mad, Carl? You upset, bro? You upset, bro?
Yeah, he upset.
You upset, bro? You ain't gonna cry, okay, bro?
Oh my God! Look at this one.
He needs some milk. He connected. Hey. He needs some milk, yo.
Hey, this one name is.
Get the defibrillator. Get the defibrillator.
Hey, this one name is Shaquilla. Hey, this one name is Shaquilla right up here. My God, like it don't stop tonight, boy. Like I've never seen this in the Newstoter space. What is it, Shaquilla?
She look like Shrek, yo. She look like Shrek. Yo, hold up a minute, yo. That's Fiona from Shrek.
Shaquilla, what you got to say tonight? Go ahead, Shaquilla.
Hi, boys. How we doing?
Oh my God, here we go.
You gotta go.
Yes, cousin. It's his cousin, yo. Oh my God, yo.
He gotta go.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I love
motherfucking Darth Vader little cousin and shit. How you doing? How you doing, son? How you doing, son?
Mermaid is my favorite.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, son. Your voice deep as hell, son.
What are you doing, man? What's we not, hey, bro, this is not this kind of room here. I thought you was going to come and talk or whatever, but come on, man. Like my man said, you look like Shrek here.
I love you, boys.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no homo, man. Get off the mic,
none. I can assure you that feeling is not reciprocated, okay? So what do you have to say before we go ahead and we give you the boot, Shaquilla?
I love the Little Mermaid.
What? Oh,
I love the Little Mermaid.
It was nice having you in the space for however long you was here, Shaquilla, but we must remove you from the speaker now.
Bye, Shaquilla. You can go play play with yourself. See ya.
I think the Cowboys need some extra linebackers. I don't know, they're doing too good this shit, yo. Shaquilla, you might want to try out, yo.
This has been ridiculous tonight here. Like we saw in the first 2 hours, we was going strong, and then I don't know what happened here, man. Let's just go ahead and I can't take these people no more tonight, man. This is just ridiculous. So let me go ahead and.
But Newstoter, that literally, like, I mean, with all seriousness and honesty, this really shows you the level of hatred and racism that I only can imagine what she's dealing with if we just had these trolls coming here just over the type. So you can't imagine, she probably had to turn off all of her social media because of the torment. And it just shows you the depravity and sickness that white people still hold in their minds. They had Jane Elliott said they haven't evolved. White people are the only people that still haven't been able to evolve mentally. And I just wanted to say that. And that's something serious.
You right, sister. I mean, and you can imagine this girl cut her Instagram, Facebook, Twitter off. I mean, this, like you say, this is just a little space. Newstoter don't even have a platform like that. But good Lord, I mean, the amount of trolls that came in here just off a title or something like this just lets you know, like, what serious issues this girl had to deal with and whatnot. So, in a way, we're glad to see these people come out and just show their true colors, because this is who they are. I'm gonna go ahead, Ray, and I'm gonna let you, DJ, go ahead and get in your last words. Like, this became like the comedy show in the last hour.
I just want to say too, I understand too, like it's about the title of the room, but whoever, some of y'all that might be in the chat, those jokers might either be following y'all following them, because a lot of times that's how they end up in here. So yeah, watch your shit. But I was gonna say, Sister Noodles over here, if you want to talk, sister, now's your time, or whatever, hold your peace. We're gonna close it out soon.
No, I was just listening. I'm tired. I was gonna roast, but they weren't funny, so I'm just gonna let it go.
Well, okay, tell us a joke then. That was like that there.
No, they were complete dumbasses. You're right. We brought them up. We saw them coming in. We thought that they would give us a little comedy relief, but
man,
no, they just.
You had some straight incels in here, some amphibious incels. He's talking about he doesn't believe in racism. We don't believe in white people are supreme. I mean, like, damn. That's it. I don't have anything profound to say.
That's cool, sister. We understand whatever. Hold on. We got one more person. Let's see who Sun Gazer. I think this is a sister here, but you never know. But sister Sun Gazer, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey guys, good morning. Or I just woke up, so it's my morning. But I put a picture. I put a video in the jumbotron of some people outside of the Caucasus Mountains. I was trying to find it while that degenerate was in there, but I posted it too late. Look at that video. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're the only people that can't peaceably coexist with nature or other people. Everywhere they go, they just
I don't think I don't see it there. Where exactly? I'm not sure if I see it.
I see it. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not sure I see it.
Look like because when I push on the little bubble and it shows that it's like 22.
Okay, yeah, I don't. It could be way in there somewhere. No telling.
Yeah, it's really weird though. But they're walking on their hands and their feet.
I saw that a couple of years ago. It's a community of their people walk on their hands and on their feet. It's a whole village of them.
Yes.
In Eastern Europe. Is that the Caucasus Mountains where that?
Yep, that was the Caucasus Mountains.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're cousins.
Might be they uncles and you know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Rhesus monkey disease, rhesus monkey gene. Because they were hairy too.
Yep. They look like, you remember what was that? The Addams Family.
It.
The uncle, cousin It.
Thank you, sister. We definitely appreciate you putting that in the jumbotron. So we definitely. Is there anything else you want to add to before we get ready to try to close the space down, or you good?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ray, you there still?
Yeah, bro. You know I'm gonna stick it out to the end, bro. I think you gotta have more troll spaces because this was a little bit entertaining. I did get a couple of chuckles, wasn't no laughs, but a couple of chuckles. And like you said, it just shows the mindset. These people think we don't deserve no reparations. You know, at the beginning, I was telling everybody about the Darby's dose. Remember, I brought that up, family, about how this was a practice they did where they would whip a slave almost to death, and then after the slave was almost dead, they put lime juice on him and defecating the slave mouth and doing all types of horrible things. And these are the same people saying we don't deserve no reparations. So that just tells you the mindset. I'm gonna land on that.
Did you know that sometimes they would make another enslaved person defecate in their mouth and then they would sew their lips together to
Yeah,
make
that's
sure
what I
they
just
swallowed it?
that's what I just said. The Darby dose. That's what I just
No,
said.
I'm just adding to it that they would make another enslaved person defecate and then sew their lips up.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It's called the Darby's dose.
I know I'm adding extra things that other details to it.
I know. I had said it earlier, but it's fine. But thank you.
I want to say this. If I ever see Uncle Ruckus in any other spaces, black spaces, I'm going to snatch that Uncle Ruckus wig off. He will not have no rest. After this, what he pulled in this space and sat there and defended these white people, agreed with them knowing that what their position are, they hate black people. That's why they're here. And you side with white supremacists in a group of black people to have anything to say the whole time you was in here until they came in here. It was like, yes, boss, I disagree. Now, watch any space he's in, he will not have one bit of sleep. Because I'm gonna be in that ass. Because that right there was ridiculous to me. Yeah, and I've seen him in spaces before.
Yeah, that was ridiculous tonight. Like I kept trying to say, like, hey man, it's not what it's even about right here. It's about the actual treatment that the sister's receiving, and you going from A to Z trying to just ignore that. So I mean, that just really, I can't even. That's not even what the damn title. The damn title clearly shows. If the title wasn't the actual trolls that came in here tonight, let you know that the damn title was spot on. This is one of the best titles I ever had. Like, it was spot on because you can see the actual people that came up in here. It brought them out the woodwork tonight. We never have. This is the most trolls we had in one space, and we've had all the spaces put together. So that lets you know exactly what was going on tonight. DJ, you go ahead and you got it, bro.
I don't know. No, my bad. I guess I got my hand up. Go ahead.
You good?
Yeah, go ahead. Whoever wants to speak, go ahead.
No, we're finna get ready and close it out. That's why I was gonna let you get
final. Yeah, well, hey man, just to reiterate again, we can have our own. Like I said, y'all want the information to come up on our own social platform. I ain't gonna post it in the jumbo because the tethers might be watching the tether rooms in the tether game. But peace out to everybody. One love, reparations up, man. Newstoter.
Definitely, man. This was a great space until we had a couple trolls. Even with these trolls, and it was still good because we ran them up out the space and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm just glad that everybody came up in the space and y'all supported as always. So,
hey, real quick, and we the original kings and queens of comedy. Don't forget. But as some cracking niggas be saying, y'all the kings and queens of comedy. The kings and queens of comedy.
Hey, DJ, we can have a follow-up segment.
Hey, let's get it, man. Round two.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Round two, son. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I don't be caring. My bad. No.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. You might have some trolls come up in that space.
But they're still in here, Newstoter. You can't see them. They're in here.
They still in there?
Yeah, they came back.
Hey, DJ, make sure for the title, man, make sure you put the Little Mermaid, you put something racist in there. That'll bring, if you want them to come, that'll bring them back in there, too. So, make it a...
I'm about to drop down and get it started. Go ahead, yo.
Hey, DJ, make it a part 2. Make it a part 2, man. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in here. Y'all make sure y'all catch DJ Space right here coming up, man. I'm gonna go up in there for a little bit too. Get ready to set up some stuff online, and then I'm gonna be up in the space too. So thank you to everybody that came out. Y'all make sure y'all know Monday through Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is always a Newstoter Twitter space. We try to cover so many different topics and whatnot. So this was definitely a good topic tonight. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed all the sisters who definitely was spitting some knowledge, and the brothers as well too. So thank y'all all for coming out to the space and whatnot. Make sure y'all catch DJ Space. He's about to start it up in a little bit. For those that want to support us on Cash App, that's $Newstoter. That's $Newstoter. Until then, y'all, I will see y'all in DJ Space. So y'all come through.